The innocence of youth. Is there anything any better? But soon they'll be in high school and facing all the same challenges you faced. How to make friends, how to fit in, how to be cool. We want our children to have everything they'll need to live fulfilling and productive lives. Make sure the kids in your family are among the more than 57,000 participants here in South Dakota who take part in high school sports or activities.
Times like these, it's good to know there's a place where people know who you are, no matter how long you've been gone. A place where the smells of home cooking are still in the air, where a simple wave warms your heart, and sharing stories is just a way of life. It's good to be home. Agraria Insurance Company, protecting what's important in life. Contact your local Agraria Insurance Company agent.
Let's be real. You work. You worry. You wait. You wonder. These are the challenges of life on the farm. As a community bank, First Bank & Trust understands this rural reality. They're big enough to help ag producers grow for the future and small enough to get to know you right now. Our ag bankers have ag backgrounds, which means we'll help you work through the tough years and make the most of the great ones. First Bank & Trust. Real banking, real easy.
At Northern State University, your future starts with an affordable education that's personalized for you. Experience hands-on learning guided by world-class supportive faculty. You'll also enjoy a full campus life with opportunities to choose from numerous student activities and events, all in a safe, welcoming community. At Northern, you'll find a college that's right for you, a place to belong. Your future starts here. Unleash your potential at Northern.
Times like these, it's good to know there's a place where people know who you are, no matter how long you've been gone. A place where the smells of home cooking are still in the air, where a simple wave warms your heart, and sharing stories is just a way of life. It's good to be home. Agraria Insurance Company, protecting what's important in life. Contact your local Agraria Insurance Company agent.
Limestone canyons, flowing waterfalls, and pristine beauty make Spearfish a sanctuary for those seeking the ultimate escape. Outdoor enthusiasts will find top-notch sport climbing, mountain biking, and UTV OHV trails. Guests are steps away from peaceful hiking trails and tranquil streams. Relax and rehash your day's adventure at one of our award-winning local breweries. Finding rest is an important part of any adventure. Lodging in Spearfish comes with a variety of choices, from cabins, B&Bs, and campgrounds to the comforts of your popular brand-name hotels. To find your unique adventure in Spearfish, go to visitspearfish.com now.
At Northern State University, your future starts with an affordable education that's personalized for you. Experience hands-on learning guided by world-class supportive faculty. You'll also enjoy a full campus life with opportunities to choose from numerous student activities and events, all in a safe, welcoming community. At Northern, you'll find a college that's right for you, a place to belong. Your future starts here. Unleash your potential at Northern.
The innocence of youth. Is there anything any better? But soon they'll be in high school and facing all the same challenges you faced. How to make friends, how to fit in, how to be cool. We want our children to have everything they'll need to live fulfilling and productive lives. Make sure the kids in your family are among the more than 57,000 participants here in South Dakota who take part in high school sports or activities.
Farmers know crop insurance is essential for managing risk. It's also valuable for maximizing revenue. The crop insurance officers at Farm Credit Services of America have proprietary tools and expertise to deliver the personalized crop and revenue protection you need for the peace of mind you want. Nobody delivers crop insurance like this. Discover the difference by calling 800-884-FARM. Agriculture works here.
Let's be real. You work. You worry. You wait. You wonder. These are the challenges of life on the farm. As a community bank, First Bank & Trust understands this rural reality. We're big enough to help ag producers grow for the future and small enough to get to know you right now. Our ag bankers have ag backgrounds, which means we'll help you work through the tough years and make the most of the great ones. First Bank & Trust. Real banking, real easy.
This is what matters. This is beyond X's and O's. This is the difference mutual respect makes. This is what character looks like. This is what defines us in South Dakota. This is sportsmanship. School sports, it's not the outcome that matters most, but the way the games are played. This message presented by the South Dakota High School Activities Association and the South Dakota Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association.
Times like these, it's good to know there's a place where people know who you are, no matter how long you've been gone. A place where the smells of home cooking are still in the air, where a simple wave warms your heart, and sharing stories is just a way of life. It's good to be home. Agraria Insurance Company, protecting what's important in life. Contact your local Agraria Insurance Company agent.
Advertising can be a struggle. Where to spend your money? Are you reaching the right audience? If you are looking for an effective method that reaches a large fan base at once, then here is your spot with Live Ticket TV. With over 65 schools in the state of South Dakota, we can help you find the right market. Plus, you can work with me, Heath, and a portion of all sales made go right back to the school. Get a hold of me today and let's get started in helping build your brand with Live Ticket TV.
At Northern State University, your future starts with an affordable education that's personalized for you. Experience hands-on learning guided by world-class supportive faculty. You'll also enjoy a full campus life with opportunities to choose from numerous student activities and events, all in a safe, welcoming community. At Northern, you'll find a college that's right for you, a place to belong. Your future starts here. Unleash your potential at Northern.
There's no better organization that gives back to the student athletes than the Booster Club. The Vermillion Booster Club is committed to helping all student athletes grow. Join the Tanager faithful today by becoming a member at GoTanagers.com. While you're there, check out team apparel for your favorite sports team. Like them on Facebook to stay up to date on all the latest information and sports games. Join the Vermillion Boosters today and go Tanagers!
Agriculture is like no other business, which makes Farm Credit Services of America like no other lender. Owned by the farmers and ranchers we serve, our customers have a voice in how we work, a stake in what we do, and share in our success. Discover a lender that works for you at Farm Credit Services of America.
Hi, this is Kristen Cunningham with Chic Boutique by Kristen & Company in Centerville, South Dakota. We're an all-size inclusive boutique offering sizes small through 3X on many items, including denim jeans and jackets, shackets, pants, skirts, graphic tees and sweatshirts, joggers, school swag, hats and caps, many fashion accessories including purses and lots of jewelry. And we also offer gift items for birthdays and weddings. Get your shopping fix at 636 Broadway Street, Centerville, South Dakota, open Tuesday through Friday 10 to 7 and Saturday 10 to 4.
Let's be real. You work, you worry, you wait, you wonder. These are the challenges of life on the farm. As a community bank, First Bank & Trust understands this rural reality. We're big enough to help ag producers grow for the future and small enough to get to know you right now. Our ag bankers have ag backgrounds, which means we'll help you work through the tough years and make the most of the great ones. First Bank & Trust. Real banking, real easy. Member FDIC. Equal Opportunity Lender.
In times like these, it's good to know there's a place where people know who you are, no matter how long you've been gone. A place where the smells of home cooking are still in the air, where a simple wave warms your heart, and sharing stories is just a way of life. It's good to be home. Agraria Insurance Company, protecting what's important in life. Contact your local Agraria Insurance Company agent.
Limestone canyons, flowing waterfalls, and pristine beauty make Spearfish a sanctuary for those seeking the ultimate escape. Outdoor enthusiasts will find top-notch sport climbing, mountain biking, and UTV OHV trails. Guests are steps away from peaceful hiking trails and tranquil streams. Relax and rehash your day's adventure at one of our award-winning local breweries. Finding rest is an important part of any adventure. Lodging in Spearfish comes with a variety of choices, from cabins, B&Bs, and campgrounds to the comforts of your popular brand-name hotels. To find your unique adventure in Spearfish, go to visitspearfish.com now.
At Northern State University, your future starts with an affordable education that's personalized for you. Experience hands-on learning guided by world-class supportive faculty. You'll also enjoy a full campus life with opportunities to choose from numerous student activities and events, all in a safe, welcoming community. At Northern, you'll find a college that's right for you, a place to belong. Your future starts here. Unleash your potential at Northern.
In Vermillion, South Dakota, as we get ready to wrap up the regular season for volleyball tonight and look ahead to the Region 4 playoffs coming up in a week's time. It's a huge matchup which determines quite a bit. A chance to still have an opportunity to host a game or even be on the road for the region tournament. Good evening and welcome to Live Ticket TV. Along with the coach Jody Zeller, our producer Cole Larsch, I'm Heath Nimke. Of course, as we continue to celebrate Breast Cancer Awareness Month, the Vermillion Tanagers warming up right now in their pink uniforms, where the Point-Jefferson Huskies right now warming up in their black uniforms, and all black right now, accompanied along with the Vermillion High School band in the background. The sound of Vermillion. Let's bring in my broadcast partner for the evening, that is the coach Jody Zeller. Coach Zeller, it's been a few weeks since we've had you on, but something that's been real apparent here the past few weeks is the way these girls have kind of come together here, playing extremely well at the very end of the season. Even going back last night against the Parker Pheasants. Yes, Parker might not be one of the top dogs in the region, but things looked extremely well. Vermillions were able to really find the corners, play together. How excited has this Vermillion squad been towards the latter portion of this season?
Yeah, I talked to a couple of girls the last couple of days, and I spent some time in the stands talking to a couple of them again tonight. They're excited. They're having some fun. They like the couple of little changes that Coach Stacy and Coach Chapman have made in the roster here, or in the lineup. they're feeling good about what's going on, and they feel confident and excited to play tonight. So
it's a huge game against the Point-Jefferson Huskies, as we mentioned, trying to find an all-important win. I know that's going to be a conversation we're going to have with Coach Stacy coming up here on the pregame show. But as you kind of look at it so far, breaking it down a little bit more, also a math teacher, how are the standings looking for Vermillion if they want to make the postseason, more specifically have a home game during the postseason?
Well, you know, I mean, it doesn't take a volleyball super knowledge person to know that you need to stay away from Dakota Valley side of the bracket. So this is a game that could possibly get that to happen. You know, depending upon, I mean, there's some things that have to happen to make it all work out and everything. But the ultimate goal in the whole thing is to stay at least the first 2 rounds. You don't want to have to match up with them, because after the first 2 rounds, then they're going to reseed everything.
Yep.
And you can go out west and get somebody who maybe doesn't have to play the level of competition that we have in the DAC-12.
Yeah, and going off that, I'm going to bring that up here in just a moment. Maybe shock some people with some knowledge when it comes to the DAC-12 and just how loaded it is once again. In fact, we're going to take our first time out here on Live Ticket TV, and when we come back, we do break down what it looks like right now in the region, where Vermillion finds themselves, where they could move at with a victory tonight, and just ultimately what the playoffs are looking like when it comes to in a week's time. That's all on the way next here on Live Ticket TV.
The innocence of youth. Is there anything any better? But soon they'll be in high school and facing all the same challenges you faced. How to make friends, how to fit in, how to be cool. We want our children to have everything they'll need to live fulfilling and productive lives. Make sure the kids in your family are among the more than 57,000 participants here in South Dakota who take part in high school sports or activities.
Farmers know crop insurance is essential for managing risk. It's also valuable for maximizing revenue. The crop insurance officers at Farm Credit Services of America have proprietary tools and expertise to deliver the personalized crop and revenue protection you need for the peace of mind you want. Nobody delivers crop insurance like this. Discover the difference by calling 800-884-FARM. Agriculture works here.
Let's be real. You work. You worry. You wait. You wonder. These are the challenges of life on the farm. As a community bank, First Bank & Trust understands this rural reality. They're big enough to help ag producers grow for the future and small enough to get to know you right now. Our ag bankers have ag backgrounds, which means we'll help you work through the tough years and make the most of the great ones. First Bank & Trust. Real banking, real easy.
This is what matters. This is beyond X's and O's. This is the difference mutual respect makes. This is what character looks like. This is what defines us in South Dakota. This is sportsmanship. School sports, it's not the outcome that matters most, but the way the games are played. This message presented by the South Dakota High School Activities Association and the South Dakota Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association.
With the playoffs quickly approaching, it's do or die time for the Vermillion Tanagers if they want to host one last game here at the Vermillion High School, as tonight's matchup features the Vermillion Tanagers taking on the Point-Jefferson Huskies, joined once again with Coach Zeller. And Coach Zeller, as we were mentioning during the kind of time out there, taking a look at this Region 4. Again, all 8 teams are, of course, going to make the postseason. And sometimes you don't even necessarily call it the postseason because everyone gets their ticket in. but it all comes down to where you fall at in your region. Vermillion is set very simple. There's 1 through 8. You're going to pair up. So right now, Vermillion's at the 7th spot, would pair up with the 2, but a lot of different scenarios. Looking at tonight's game, Dakota Valley, as we mentioned, number 1, Canton, number 2, Elk Point-Jefferson right now is in 3rd. Those 3 teams have separated themselves from the pack, but then you have Lennox, Beersford, T area in Vermillion, all less than a point away from each other in the standings. Looking at games tonight, we're thinking that T could take a loss, Beersford could take a loss, and Vermillion has a decent shot at being competitive tonight against the Elk Point-Jefferson Huskies. How interesting is this going into the very last game of the season?
I love this. I'm all about it. Take the volleyball and the numbers, put it together, and it's right up my alley. I love the concept of the seed points. I love that you get power points by the competitors that you play against. So us playing against Elk Point-Jefferson tonight, who I think is a team that we pair up against really well. And they always pull a solid regular season out. So they're up there number 3 in the ratings, or in the standings, I should say. And so beating them not only gives us a win, but we also draw in all those power points because of their record. So the win it's like a bonus win to me because of their power point standings. Unlike some of the others who play maybe not as good teams, they may get a win, but they're not going to get those power points to go along with it. So I feel like this is a rule or a spot, I should guess, where we can control our own destiny here. If we win, we have done everything we can do in our power, and then you can just sit back and watch. And I think the standings gods will be on our side and keep us on that opposite side.
And you talked about it as well during the pregame. The momentum that these girls have right now, that'll be certainly something they want to continue on and see if they can keep carrying it through. Another big point we look at is that head-to-head matchups, when you have common opponents, it's very, very split down the middle. In some spots, Vermillion has won against teams where Elk Point-Jefferson has lost against teams, and of course the flip side of the coin of that as well. Ultimately, Coach Zeller, I was thinking about this earlier today. No matter what, it's another DAC-12 opponent. It's extremely tough to find wins against DAC-12 opponents.
It is. The DAC-12's a dogfight. It's the top of the competition in almost every sport across the state that the state of South Dakota offers. But volleyball has the DAC-12 rules the volleyball standings across the state.
And of course, we're seeing that right now with Sioux Falls Christian, Dakota Valley, Canton, all ranked inside the top 5, all coming from the DAC-12. And just to throw this out there, I know they don't necessarily go by conferences, but if you're curious when it comes to football, 7 of the 8 teams right now in Class 11A are DAC-12 teams.
Yes,
so very, very impressive what comes with the DAC-12.
And if you look at the basketball tournaments, how they've turned out the last couple of years, there have been 4 or more DAC-12 tournaments in those as well. So DAC-12 holds its own.
And of course, DV won it last year on the boys' side. They're looking like they could do it again this year. So it should be extremely interesting. We're going to step aside, and when we come back, it's time to get to our pregame conversation with assistant coach Taylor Stacy. That's on the way next here on Live Ticket TV.
Times like these, it's good to know there's a place where people know who you are, no matter how long you've been gone. A place where the smells of home cooking are still in the air, where a simple wave warms your heart, and sharing stories is just a way of life. It's good to be home. Agraria Insurance Company, protecting what's important in life. Contact your local Agraria Insurance Company agent.
Advertising can be a struggle. Where to spend your money? Are you reaching the right audience? If you are looking for an effective method that reaches a large fan base at once, then here is your spot with Live Ticket TV. With over 65 schools in the state of South Dakota, we can help you find the right market. Plus, you can work with me, Heath, and a portion of all sales made go right back to the school. Get a hold of me today and let's get started in helping build your brand with Live Ticket TV. Back here on the Live Ticket TV pregame show as we're getting you set for first set between the Vermillion Tanagers and the Point-Jefferson Huskies. It is that time of our pregame show to get into our conversation with assistant coach Taylor Stacy. Now, I guess I could call them both assistant coaches. Paige Chapman and Taylor Stacy have been working extremely well together, but it is Coach Stacy who draws the interviews job. I was able to catch up with her earlier. We talked about the momentum this team has been on as of late and trying to get into the postseason. Here she is on the Live Ticket TV pregame show. It's assistant coach Taylor Stacy. As we get ready to close out the season here against the Point-Jefferson Huskies, we take a look back even to last night, even the past couple of weeks. These girls have just kind of gotten into a groove. Some would say a little too late, but when it comes to playoffs, everyone is going to make it in. So let's kind of talk about going through the reps tonight, trying to find a big win against the Huskies. How is the team feeling, especially after a huge win against Parker last night?
They are really excited. They're excited that's their last home match. These seniors are pumped to try to get a win tonight. The bench did a great job last night of bringing the energy, and so I hope that comes again tonight.
Got that chance last night actually to tune into the broadcast and see what your team was able to do. Really painted the corners extremely well, able to find that back row. Has that been something you've been implementing here in the past couple of weeks? How has the team been so successful in finding the right spot on the court?
So all season we've been pushing to get to the back corners and finding those spots. So in practice, that's what we've been doing. Our hitters have been really targeting those spots and knowing what is open and being able to see the court. So.
Taking a look at Point-Jefferson Huskies here, another team that, of course, they come from the DAC 12. They come from this region. They have been decent so far this year. They're one of the top teams here in the region. Taking a look at the Huskies, what should we expect tonight?
A very good competition for sure. Some hard hitters, some good servers. They're going to be really scrappy too. So I hope we are just able to meet that and rise above it.
Well, as you mentioned as well, getting ready to kind of graduate a few seniors here soon. This isn't the official goodbye by any means, but could be the last home regular season game. Talk about these seniors. What has it meant been coaching them over the past few years here?
They have been amazing. They bring the good attitude. They bring leadership to the court. They're always working hard, and so that just sets the standard for all the underclassmen coming up.
Coach, any special word you say between the team, or is this just a gelling right now? The girls know what they have to do to accomplish tonight.
You know what? They know exactly what they need to do. I always emphasize the energy because that is what's going to win the game. So just energy all the way.
The sound of Vermillion brings us home as we cover the national anthem out of the Coach Stacy interview, but going back to what she was just talking about a moment ago, bringing that energy against the Point-Jefferson Huskies. Such a large task to do, but again, this team is feeling extremely confident as I bring back in the coach, Jody Zeller. Coach Zeller, what'd you think of Coach Stacy's comments there about bringing the energy and just continuing to gel as a team?
I think she said it perfectly well. It proves that she knows these kids. It proves that she trusts them. I know that they're trusting her, and they are feeling really good about what they've got going on right now. So I'm just really happy for them.
Again, the Vermillion Tanagers have been on a little bit of a hot streak as of late, getting a huge win last night over the Parker Pheasants. They're looking to keep that going. Again, Parker, they wasted no time last night getting a 3-0 set, including winning 25-9, 25-11. Third set got a little interesting. At one point, it was 18-11. It looked like Vermillion was going to run away with that easily. Parker came back, but again, Vermillion able to finish it off 25-20. All right, Coach Zeller, as we break this down, we heard it. It's senior night, but first let's start with the Point-Jefferson Huskies. Who are we looking at to be dynamic?
Well, I do have a couple of connections with that Point-Jefferson crowd. So, of course, I'm going to throw out Courtney Brewer, who is actually my cousin's daughter. She is their middle that will play. She does a nice job moving the ball around. My husband's the guidance counselor down there, so he and I argue back and forth quite often about who's going to win, who's going to this. From the sounds of it, we need to watch Natalie Hertz. She is hitting the ball really, really well right now. Of course, on the outside, they have Bentley Colbaum, who is playing well, as always. And their libero does a nice job and has a ton of experience. So they need to make her move.
Vermillion on the opposite side, we have seen some recent changes, as we mentioned, kind of a little bit, not quite senior night. We've already got those whole entire celebrations out of the way, but this could be the end for the seniors when it comes to playing here at home. Does it come up to kind of Claire Doty, O'Neill, Puckett to have a big game, or who are you looking to step up with the recent changes?
I love the 6-2 that Coach Taylor and Coach Chapman are running. They moved Ani to the right side. They're running that 6-2 offense. Gives Claire the opportunity to hit a little bit. Obviously, it takes Ani out of the left side, but it gives Ani a chance to hit from the right, and she's just as good over there. And then that pulls Josie Askew in. I think the keys tonight are this. Can Josie Askew put some kills down? We have to have some offense out of her. I think Kelsey O'Neill has to pass well. I think your setters are going to do their jobs and do it well. We need a couple of key blocks. As far as defensively, we have to cover the line. EPJ will hit down the line. They're going to challenge our defense to cover down the line or to get the line blocked. And if we don't get that covered, we're going to struggle.
Well, sounds like the bulletin board is extremely full for Coach Zeller as she's back in her coaching days, kind of giving us the whole entire breakdown. I hope you can absorb all that in. You might have to call a few timeouts to remind the girls. We are set and ready to go. Once again, the Tanagers in their pink uniforms for this evening to, again, celebrate Breast Cancer Awareness Month, as they have been rocking those pink jerseys at every home game. The Point-Jefferson in their all-black uniforms with the sleeves that do support the blue stripe down the side and the numbers that are in white. Up to serve and get us underway will be Danica Torres, and we are underway here at Vermillion High School as the Tanagers and the Point-Jefferson Huskies trying to punch their ticket and better them spot inside the Region 4 playoffs, which are coming up in a week's time. Trying to get the big kill there at the net. Curry just sends it right back in. Tanagers open up with the point.
Notice that first hit was right down the line, right? But she did a good job. She got over there. She got a good play on it.
Claire Doty now up to serve as the Huskies serve it. Big block there, but Voss doesn't have her hands all the way in there with Ani, and the ball falls on the Vermillion side. 1-1 the score.
Brooklyn's going to be a big difference tonight, I think, too. She has been relying a lot on tipping the ball and moving the ball around, and she's been incredibly successful at that. But she's got to swing at the ball, and she's got to swing at it hard.
Sophia up to serve for the Huskies as we continue the rally here. A block there by Barnett and just kind of knocked around before Voss tries to take the kill. Can't do so. Coming back the opposite way. Another strong block by the Vermillion Tanagers. And trying to send it right into the net, though. Kind of cool as well for the coaches to let Puckett get the start tonight on senior night.
I agree. Shaylin plays really well. Actually, had I been coaching this year, that's where I thought about trying her out there is on the left side. She has such a nice block, though. That's why we always want to stick her on the right.
Out point. Sends it too far across the line, and we're tied 2-2 apiece here in set number 1. As now Baylor will come on. Puckett will come out. Baylor will be up to serve as she went to go retrieve the ball on the near side, but then was handed one. Again, Baylor up to serve for the Vermillion Tanagers as she sends it back row. The Huskies set. They wanted to get it to Curry there, but a free ball just sent over. Voss kind of looks like it might have gotten a deflection either at the net there or Voss didn't get all of it. Couldn't quite tell which one it was, but nonetheless falls for a point.
I agree. I think maybe both of those things.
I was going to say, it kind of came off the left side of her hand. She didn't make the full contact, but in the end it works. Huskies send one into the net this time with Bentley. Goes out of bounds, 4-2. Vermillion hold their biggest lead of the game by 2 right now here in set number 1. Baylor again up to serve as she sends it back row. Popped up high in the air on the dig. Trying to get by the blockers, but Gap there to recover. She comes the opposite way. Great defense by the Huskies. There's O'Neal. She puts it high in the air. Set to Doty. Gap once again tries to go back left corner. Huskies there to get the dig. Just send it over on the free ball. Baylor. Doty. Gap once again, and this time Gap leaning a little too forward. Sends into the net. Huskies get the point.
Yeah, she just let that ball drop a little too far, got down near her head. She's got to reach and attack it.
One thing the Tanagers did extremely well against Parker the other night, or excuse me, last night, was they didn't commit a whole lot of mistakes. They've been looking to kind of play that ball once again tonight against the Huskies. This one goes off the net, and somehow it comes back the way of the Huskies. That should have been 4 hits. It should be a point Vermillion because, again, Gap got nowhere close to hitting that. That just hit off the net and went back to the Elk Point way.
You can tell that that ball did not get over the net.
4-4. So the Huskies catch a very lucky break there and get a point. We're tied. And it's a long game. We have plenty more volleyball to go. Voss sends one down the line, but a little too far. The Huskies now on a 3-0 run. They take their second lead of the ball game, 5-4. And right now, up to serve, it will be Alyssa Librero. Doty to Gap. Gap hasn't got a successful kill yet.
She just proved you wrong.
And that's right, she did prove me wrong.
Go Serena.
She's able to get a big point there for the Tanagers, and we're squared back up 5 apiece. Voss up to serve now for the Tanagers. This time, a little too far. Good spot for Elk Point. Good movement on the ball as well for the Huskies.
That was. I can't cheer against Courtney because she's family, but the rest of them can keep hitting it out.
Voss now up to serve. Again, Vermillion has a chance to move all the way up to 4th and host a first-round playoff game if they can win. Again, we're playing 3 sets, though. We're just into set number 1. So right now, Elk Point with the ball trying to get it across and a kill that goes straight into the net there by Bentley. Her second mistake of the evening. Vermillion now on their own 3-0 run, lead it 7-5 with Voss back up to serve. Voss just gets it over the net, the lucky bounce. Trying to go across court. That one hit extremely high for Hertz. Didn't have a lot of power on it, but just lofted it into the air. Vermillion up to a 3-point lead, 8-5 here in set number 1.
That's a good spot to go with that serve. Danica tends to hit how she passes. So if they can really challenge her on the pass, it tends to affect her front row play.
We're getting a timeout now from Coach Aaron Cooper there, as last play, it was knocked over Brooke Jensen's head as they try to go kind of the Voss move and go over the blockers. Jensen was able to reach back with her fist and pop it back over the net. Elk Point-Jefferson wasn't ready. Eventually, Vermillion gets the point. They are now on a 5-0 run, leading it 9-5 here in set number 1. Coach Zeller, it's been back and forth, but Vermillion looking right now, they found a groove.
Yes, yes. Once again, that key, they're covering those spots. I think that's going to be really key, that our middle backs get those corners and those lines covered. But the biggest thing that's happening right now is we're keeping the ball alive, letting them make mistakes instead of us.
Voss up to serve as we're back from the timeout. Great to have you along here on Live Ticket TV, your new home for Vermillion Athletics, as it's been an extremely busy season for us. got done wrapping up football last Thursday, had volleyball Friday, volleyball last night, and of course volleyball as well. Coach Zeller, you get a chance to listen to Shane and Jay last night with the broadcast?
I did. I watched the whole thing. We've, like I said, been busy at our house with a new baby, but not at my house. But a new family, baby goodness. If there's a new baby at my house, I need to find a hospital.
We'll talk more about that here in just a moment, because I do want to celebrate that for you. A very happy moment in your family. 10-6 as Point-Jefferson is able to find kind of that back corner for the first time this evening and make a couple substitutions, as now Hannah Neerman is into the ball game as she replaces Bentley Colbaum. And it will now be up to serve Hannah for the Point-Jefferson Huskies. Claire Doty, Serena Gap gets the strong kill. Vermillion will get the ball back, leading it by 5. Well, D-Days was this past Saturday. A lot of excitement, a lot of fun. For Coach Zeller, though, you had a little bit of excitement elsewhere.
We did. My daughter had our second grandson Saturday morning, so it was quite an eventful Saturday, but not the normal eventful.
Now, did they know the sex of the baby, or did they? Okay.
Yes, they knew we were having another little boy, but she wasn't actually due until the end of this week, so he was a little surprised.
Baby and mom are doing fine, correct?
They are both doing fabulous, home from the hospital, and went to the park today to play.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Okay. Looks like mommy and baby are doing just fine then.
Well, it was that to keep the older brother safe.
Now, is there any plans? Are they still trying for a girl, or are they happy with 2 boys?
No, I think they'll try again. They just might wait a little longer.
Sure. Okay. There you go. Barnett is up to serve as Vermillion now leads it by 7, 13-6 here in set number 1. Again, Point-Jefferson has only had 8 losses on the season. This is certainly not an upset by any means, but Vermillion, you can just see the groove they've been playing in the past few weeks.
This is always, honestly, it's a match, because back in the day, I used to coach for that black and blue team. And so it was always a match at the end of the season that you just almost dreaded if you were the favorite team. Because it's always a dogfight, no matter where either team is in the standings. So
it's always interesting as well. Sometimes when you look at the classifications, when it comes to the football side, Point-Jefferson now finds themselves down at 11B, having a tremendous football season this year. The boys look like they could be playing in the Dome coming up in a few weeks' time. But then when it comes to all other sports, find themselves on the Class A side. So sometimes they'll say athletes are a little bit different, but as you mentioned, it seems like no matter when Vermillion Point matchup, it's going to be a great game.
It is, yes. The kids know each other so well.
Yes.
They interact. Some of them date back and forth. It's just when you're that close to each other, they just know each other very well.
15-7, another mistake by the Point-Jefferson Huskies. In fact, back-to-back mistakes by Caitlin Van Rokel, and there's going to be another timeout for EPJ, and we'll step aside and take the timeout with them. We're back here in just a moment on Live Ticket TV.
At Northern State University, your future starts with an affordable education that's personalized for you. Experience hands-on learning guided by world-class supportive faculty. You'll also enjoy a full campus life with opportunities to choose from numerous student activities and events, all in a safe, welcoming community. At Northern, you'll find a college that's right for you, a place to belong. Your future starts here. Unleash your potential at Northern.
She is very pregnant. I should text Jeff and ask.
16-7 here in set number 1. The Point-Jefferson Huskies trailing by 9 to the Vermillion Tanagers. As we were just discussing here during the break, I made reference to it earlier. That is not head coach Aaron. That's actually assistant coach Tammy Gearing that's used the 2 timeouts for the Point-Jefferson Huskies, so I apologize there. As we come out of the break, both times, though, that Coach Tammy has gone to her timeouts. Both times they have resulted in EPJ points, now trailing by 8, 16-8 here in set number 1.
So I called in my resources. I have a few. Word is that Coach Cooper, I don't know how to say her last name, quite honestly, was ill today.
Okay. And she does have one of those last names, because I apologize as well if I got that wrong.
It's got to be Cooper.
You know what? There's the great debate over in South Dakota, Nebraska on how it's Cook, Koch, or what's the other one. There's one more, so I don't even want to. I will be the first person to admit I am awful with last names.
Well, I'm going to check in with my resources and I'll find out.
Okay, 16-10 as the Point-Jefferson Huskies on a little bit of a run here, trying to get back into this, but a big kill by Vermillion. Get a huge point to stop that little momentum by the Huskies. As now up to serve will be the senior, Kelsey O'Neill. By the way, stick around. We'll see if we can't catch up with Kelsey after this broadcast tonight. Okay, it is Cooper, okay? Curry just knocks it over the blockers. Barnett, Voss, woof. Barnett just set that an extra foot higher, and Voss wasted no time with the strong kill.
What you're seeing with Ani is how versatile she is on the floor. You can put that kid in any position because she knows the game so well and loves the game so much that she has worked hard to be good at almost all the positions. I think this is her true best one.
18-11, a little bit of miscommunication. Do have another question. I want to break it down a little bit more inside the huddle here in just a moment, as now up to serve is Torres, the outside hitter for the Huskies. Doty has to go a long way. Askew able to get it over for the Tanagers, trying to get the block, but again, it goes right over the block, but Gap nicely there to recover once again. Back row, EPJ just on the free ball. O'Neal has to take a deep dive, not able to quite get the save, and a point for the Vermillion Tanagers, or excuse me, for the Point-Jefferson Huskies.
That is Bentley's favorite shot. I think that's honestly one of her best shots and one of her best strengths. So we got to find a way to cover that.
Torres up to serve once again. Gap just digs it up across the net, but EPJ returns the favor. Now Voss gets the knockover. Sev with a strong kill, but this time block, and the Huskies try to get the diving save, not able to do so with Alyssa. Point for Vermillion. All right, I have my question here. I want to wait till it happened again. Give me the signals. What do the fingers mean once again when Coach Stacy holds up those numbers?
Okay, so she's calling for where she wants the girls to serve the ball to. So the positions on the court, it's the serving order. So who's ever serving right now is in position 1. Who's ever in right front right now is in position 2. Middle front is position 3, and it goes around to position 6. So if she's holding a 5, she wants them to serve the ball to left back.
Is it hard to do that? Do you feel it? Because
No.
I feel like when I play volleyball, I'm just there to get the ball over.
That's because you're just there playing. I will tell you, as a player, and I think at the high school level, they better be able to hit a spot on the floor.
Okay.
Or on most high school teams, they're not going to get to serve.
Okay, fair enough. I'd probably not get the serve then. Doty, Barnett able to get it over. Vermillion holding on to a 6-point lead. Block there, but it falls on the Vermillion side. Big point for the Huskies. Right now, you got to finish this off if you're Vermillion. And a good timeout here from Coach Stacy as she kind of feels that momentum is starting to pull back over to the Huskies side. A 5-point lead for the Vermillion Tanagers. Don't forget, I want to say thank you to all of our broadcasters and advertisers when it comes to live ticket TV. This broadcast would not be possible without our sponsors. If you'd like to sponsor today, you can always reach out to me. We can get a campaign started for you. Of course, live ticket TV in 70-plus schools across the state of South Dakota. It's one of the main reasons why it was so convenient last night as well to catch the Vermillion girls when they were on the road. Not a far trip up to Parker, but very easy to watch that game, and just kind of everything remaining the same when it comes to streams. Nothing that looked different from what you usually see. So great to have them along last night. Of course, a big shout out to Shane and Jay for their hard work as well for covering that game last night, giving me the night off. Sophia will be up to serve as we're back into action here in set number 1. Vermillion leading it by 5. Another miscommunication by the Tanagers.
Nope.
No, I'm sorry, there was a carry.
Lift. Yep, a lift on EPJ.
So Vermillion gets the break there. 20-14, as now up to serve will be Baylor for the Vermillion Tanagers.
What do you think the dress was for the crowd tonight?
I will give you my take here in just a moment. I feel like I might know.
Hunting?
Nope.
Obviously something orange and yellow.
Nope.
Halloween. Oh. Well, it's neon?
Yes, no, you could be right. It could be like Halloween colors. Gap tries to get the strong kill, blocked there. We'll revisit that here in just a moment. And this one goes just beyond the line. Cole, let's focus on the student section here. What are we thinking, fans back home? What is the student section supposed to be tonight?
The theme.
What is the theme? Now, a few girls are throwing me off with some NDSU. Makes me feel like it's something to do with like a college theme. But then, yeah, there's the like almost a hunter orange out there. There's a lot of orange and yellow.
Yellow, but then we got a couple pinks in the back, or in the second row by the Cleveland girls. And then we got a bunch of black. I don't get it.
I would say that we just got the guys that never participate half the time.
Oh, now some more pinks coming in. Okay, here we're going to check. Is it by class color?
Oh, okay. I know a few of those girls, the seniors, are wearing yellow right now.
Yes.
What about the orange?
The orange is sophomores. Sean Doan, Raleigh French, those two boys are sophomores.
Okay.
Yep. Yellow, seniors. Who is that boy on the end in yellow? I don't know who that is. I can't tell with his hat from up here. Yes. So then the pink, what year are the Cleveland girls? It feels like they've been here forever. Juniors?
Oh, yeah. They'd be juniors. Back in action as we're going to continue. I think you're on to something. I like that, though. That's a really good guess there. 23-16. So we're in action here. Gap trying to get the kill down the line. Saved by the Huskies as they set nicely. O'Neal able to dig it up. Sets up O'Neal once again. Claire Doty.
Come on.
To Barnett. Tries to go back corner. O'Neal gets all the credit there. Save that one for the highlight reel. Big point for the Vermillion Tanagers and Kelsey O'Neal.
And that's how you finish that off, though, to have Ani step in there and get a good hard hit across the court there for the kill. Good job.
And speaking of, she's up to serve. Gap to Ani to Jensen. EPJ double hit. Vermillion will take set number one, 25-16. Vermillion back and forth in the first, about 4 or 5 points, but from there, able to take control and lead throughout. Again, winning set number one, 25-16. We're going to step aside. When we come back, we'll see if our official guesses are correct, and we'll have set number two. That's on the way here on Live Ticket TV. There's no better organization that gives back to the student athletes than the Booster Club. The Vermillion Booster Club is committed to helping all student athletes grow. Join the Tanager faithful today by becoming a member at GoTanagers.com. While you're there, check out team apparel for your favorite sports team. Like them on Facebook to stay up to date on all the latest information and sports games. Join the Vermillion Boosters today and go Tanagers.
Agriculture is like no other business, which makes Farm Credit Services of America like no other lender. Owned by the farmers and ranchers we serve, our customers have a voice in how we work, a stake in what we do, and share in our success. Discover a lender that works for you at Farm Credit Services of America.
Hi, this is Kristen Cunningham with Chic Boutique by Kristen & Company in Centerville, South Dakota. We're an all-size inclusive boutique offering sizes small through 3X on many items, including denim jeans and jackets, shackets, pants, skirts, graphic tees and sweatshirts, joggers, school swag, hats and caps, many fashion accessories including purses and lots of jewelry. And we also offer gift items for birthdays and weddings. Get your shopping fix at 636 Broadway Street, Centerville, South Dakota. Open Tuesday through Friday, 10 to 7, and Saturday, 10 to 4.
a big set victory for #1 for the Vermillion Tanagers as they beat Point-Jefferson Huskies. Now let's check out this replay here as you look at the 24th point won by the Vermillion Tanagers. All happens because of Kelsey O'Neill there, the libero in black for the Vermillion Tanagers. So it was kind of being knocked around. She finds herself, just dives down deep, and look at that. Dives once, the ball is hit right over the net, went right back to her. Vermillion able to come right back and get it finished off with a big kill there from Ani Barnett. Eventually, Vermillion will grab the next point as well, win set #1. Joined once again with the coach, Jody Zeller. Coach Zeller, it seemed like momentum was great, never looking back after they were able to expand it up to a 5-point lead. Good way to get comfortable here in this game if you're looking to beat the Huskies tonight.
Yeah, I think the keys to success in that game were we consistently and without errors hit the ball at them and hit it over and over and over at them. We made them be on defense a lot, and we stayed on offense a lot. And that is a really good sign for the winning team.
We discussed with the student section, and that's what it comes out to be. You either forgot what your school, or I should say class color was, you either didn't care.
Possibly.
We've established the seniors are yellow, the juniors are pink, the sophomores are orange, and the freshmen are just here.
There you go. They're random.
Yes, they got the random draw. 1-0 as Vermillion opens up with the point to start this second set, and Voss right there at the net kind of just grabbed it, didn't know what to do with it. Point for the Huskies. As we are into set #2, again, Vermillion takes set #1. If they want to have a chance at grabbing a first round home game, they need to win. And they need some help in the rest of the region with some losses, and Barnett is able to get a strong kill as that hit off the sidearm of Josie Curry and falls on EPJ's side.
You know, that's a nice, what we call a tandem play there, where two girls are running from basically the same position. It's just the setter's call as to which set she's going to set, but both hitters are active from the same position.
And wow, I don't even know what you call it. That's like a no-look Ani Barnett little hook shot over the net. She's able to get a big point for the Vermillion Tanagers. What would you call that, Coach Zeller?
You know, we used to call some of them like the shrimp, the jumbo shrimp, the shrimp cocktail. I think that one was the whole cocktail.
It was fancy what she was able to do. And now another kill by Serena Gap as it took a deflection through the net. And Vermillion now leads it 4-1. That was just pure talent again. And she just kind of went up and put the ball behind her head, was able to finish it off. And again, mistakes by the Point-Jefferson Huskies. Vermillion extremely comfortable as we get underway with set #2.
You know, those were some good serves that Bailey's getting. Oh. I doomed her.
I blame you.
I'm just saying, dang, those are good serves, good positions, good strong velocity. She's got a nice spin on her serve.
It's okay. Right now, a good lead for the Vermillion Tanagers as there was a service error there by Baylor. But Serena Gap coming back the opposite way. EPJ kind of crossed the court they went, but able to get the point. And this time Voss times her jump a little too early, and a point for EPJ.
I agree. I think that she thought Ani was going to set a quick, and Ani set a 2.
5-3 here. Serena Gap, Doty to Voss, as again, looked like she jumped just a little early. Back-to-back mistakes by Brooklyn Voss has EPJ within 1. 5-4 as Alyssa up to serve once again. Doty to Gap, Gap into the net. We're tied 5 apiece as EPJ is able to rattle off 5 straight, all by kind of mistakes for Vermillion.
That's the key there. Those are points we're giving them. We can't give points. We need to score our points and let them give us.
Serena Gap trying to respond back. Point-Jefferson able to not quite get it over the net. Vermillion finally ends that tough streak. 6-5 as Vermillion back within, or excuse me, on top by 1 as Voss now up to serve. Go across court, Voss back row, able to get it up, gap, falling away from it, sends it to the net, 6-6.
That was a nice hit by Ashley. Must be a family trait. Actually, I wasn't a hitter, I was a setter.
6-6 again. Coach Zeller has some family ties to Elk Point-Jefferson. Of course, Elk Point-Jefferson just right down the road from Vermillion. Consider this a road game, but a pretty easy road game that you would take any night of the week.
Yeah, my mom still lives down there. My husband and I both graduated from Elk Point. My husband works down there, so lots of ties.
7-7 as this one for Barnett just kind of floated on her and never came down. So just like we were in that first set, it kind of seems back and forth. No team has really taken advantage yet. This is kind of at that mark, though, where Vermillion was able to do so in set number 1. We'll see if they can't make that mark again as Jensen gets it over. Set up by the Huskies. Torres tries to get the strong kill, but Vermillion able to dig it out once again. This one trying to go cross court, but the block there by Jensen. Doty sends it back row, dug up by Alyssa. Torres is blocked at the net. Elk Point-Jefferson comes once again as the rally continues. Jensen tries to go into the near corner, not able to do so, out of bounds. Point for Elk Point-Jefferson.
Chelsea hurt something.
Yeah, it looks like she is
a tough kid, so you don't see that look on her face unless something's hurting.
And now Claire Doty, no.
She's going to get the kill off of that because EPJ was in the net.
Big point for the Tanagers, 8-8, so we'll keep an eye on O'Neill. Looks like she motioned to her fingers there. Yeah,
It does, yep. Looks like, yep, maybe she jammed a finger or something. She'll get over that quick, but she might need a minute or two.
8-8 here in set number 2. So Elk Point-Jefferson needs to put together some offense, especially with Kelsey O'Neill out of the game right now. Big kill there from Jensen, and O'Neill already checking back in. Wow.
I told you, she's a tough one. You know, Brooke has so much success, I think, in the middle and doesn't necessarily sometimes have to hit the ball so hard because of the motion that she does with that swing. She brings that swing all the way across her body and has such great rotation on her shoulders that she's hard to play defense against.
And this time, Doty had it right there at the net, trying to go over the block, but sets it a little too far over the net. Point for the Huskies, and we continue to go back and forth right now here in set number 2. Right now, 9-9. As the Huskies are up to serve with Hertz. Doty, Jensen goes across court. Oh, looked like she got the line, but they say just a little too far. Point for EPJ. As it'll be Natalie Hertz up to serve once again.
Good pass.
Doty. Askew gets it over. Coming back the opposite way. Blocked there by Doty. Jensen. Vermillion just kind of losing their place on the court right now. I like what they're trying to do, but they just don't realize they're that close to the line. Another mistake. Huskies on a 3-0 run, now leading 11-9. We're going to take a quick timeout. We're back here in just a moment on Live Ticket TV.
Let's be real. You work, you worry, you wait, you wonder. These are the challenges of life on the farm. As a community bank, First Bank & Trust understands this rural reality. We're big enough to help ag producers grow for the future and small enough to get to know you right now. Our ag bankers have ag backgrounds, which means we'll help you work through the tough years and make the most of the great ones. First Bank & Trust. Real banking, real easy. Member FDIC. Equal.
In times like these, it's good to know there's a place where people know who you are, no matter how long you've been gone. A place where the smells of home cooking are still in the air, where a simple wave warms your heart, and sharing stories is just a way of life. It's good to be home. Agraria Insurance Company, protecting what's important in life. Contact your local Agraria Insurance Company agent.
Another big point for the Point-Jefferson Huskies as we come back from the break there. Huskies able to go cross-court right at the net. In fact, they hugged the net all the way down the line and have now built a 4-0 run and a 3-point lead over the Vermillion Tanagers here in set number 2. And another big point. Coach Zeller, this is a moment right now for Vermillion. After even using the timeout, they really need to get focused, cannot let this second set escape if they want to win.
Yeah, I would bet that, I'm not keeping track, but if I was a betting person, we have had entirely too many errors this set. There's another one.
Yep, there's another one as Jensen. It seems like at this moment they're trying to get so technical with what they want to do volleyball-wise that they're not just focusing on the basics of getting it over. 14-9.
Yeah, that's a good point. It has to be over first before you can do the aiming part.
O'Neal able to get it over for the Tanagers. Torres, gap, digs it up high. Barnett, Askew, back to Torres. Here she comes trying to get the strong kill. Blocked there at the net by the Tanagers. The ball stays alive though. Into the middle it goes with O'Neal. Askew, back row. And this one finds its way through. Big point for Vermillion to end that run, the 5-0 run that the Point-Jefferson Huskies were on.
That was a nice hit by Josie. She's really, really come on strong here at the end of the year.
Curry, Barnett, Voss. This one takes a deflection off for Curry. Point Vermillion.
I did talk to Brooklyn this week, and I said, you know, your spike has to set up your tip, not the other way around, girl. Hit the ball.
She did a great job last night against Parker.
That's what I hear. I guess I watched it too.
And this one takes a few deflections off of the Point-Jefferson Huskies. Goes out Vermillion now on their own modest 3-0 run within 2 here in this second set, as O'Neal starting to find a little bit of life. So now Curry gets it over. And this one right at the net, and there's going to be a net interference by Correa. She didn't know if it was going to come over or not. Gives a free point to Vermillion. Also saw Zone Robinson just walk in a pink shirt, so we've confirmed that it's freshman random colors, sophomores orange, juniors pink, and seniors yellow for the theme tonight. Vermillion trying to tie it back up here. Torres, O'Neal, Barnett, Askew for Vermillion. Goes over, Point-Jefferson, sets it to Torres once again. Doty, Askew as she goes back row. Librero, Alyssa, able to dig. The rally continues. Vermillion with Askew. Place wrong for her. She didn't quite know what to do with it, and point for the Huskies.
That would have been a great time, and Ani will learn from that. She's still young and just, you know, a few games in this year at setter, but that would have been a great time to set the ball backwards to Claire.
15-13, 2-point lead for EPJ here in set number 2, and a big kill from Brooklyn Voss. I heard this last night in the broadcast. What do you think? Do you think Voss, if she so chooses, could have a career at the next level?
I know she can.
Great things to hear from Coach Zeller. Now again, Voss, she's talented in other sports as well. Another net violation by Point-Jefferson, and we're tied 15-15. Again, at 1 point here in the second set, it was 14-10. Vermillion now on a 5-1 run to tie it up here in set number 2. Curry, this one finds the perfect placement. Doty not able to dig it up. Point for EPJ. As now up to serve will be Sophia for Point-Jefferson. Spins the ball in her hand to Gap. Doty to Voss, kind of the free ball just sent over. Sent it back, and Gap tried to dig it up. Great placement, though, that time by Ashley Brewer. Of course, a great basketball player as well, Ashley. 17-15. Now a 2-point lead for Elk Point-Jefferson. Again, Vermillion won set number 1, 25-16. O'Neal, Doty on the free ball, just able to get it over. Elk Point-Jefferson trying to set it up, and this one, a block that falls on the Vermillion side. And Vermillion and Coach Taylor Stacy want a timeout. We'll step aside and take the timeout with them. We're back here in just a moment on Live Ticket TV.
Limestone canyons, flowing waterfalls, and pristine beauty make Spearfish a sanctuary for those seeking the ultimate escape. Outdoor enthusiasts will find top-notch sport climbing, mountain biking, and UTV OHV trails. Guests are steps away from peaceful hiking trails and tranquil streams. Relax and rehash your day's adventure at one of our award-winning local breweries. Finding rest is an important part of any adventure. Lodging in Spearfish comes with a variety of choices, from cabins, B&Bs, and campgrounds to the comforts of your popular brand-name hotels. To find your unique adventure in Spearfish, go to visitspearfish.com now.
Here in set number 1, it's 18-15. Vermillion trailing by 3. Again, the Tanagers took set number 1, 25-16, trying to make a little bit of a comeback, as it seems like Elk Point-Jefferson has had a majority of the lead here in this second set, tied just a moment ago at 15 apiece. Voss is blocked at the net. Here come Elk Point-Jefferson, but a big block by Askew, and Voss there gives the point to Vermillion. 18-16. So see the quick substitution. Askew is out, and Baylor is now into the game. Sends it to Alyssa, the libero for Elk Point-Jefferson. Doty, Voss, able to find the gap in between Alyssa there and Sophia. Big point, Vermillion.
You know, Brooklyn is so fast off of her feet that quick set, she's so good at it. The problem is the setters have to get it to the right height or she can't swing full speed. But boy, she's really good out.
This one hits the antenna off of the kill from Serena Gap there. Point for Elk Point-Jefferson. So EPJ able to continue to hold on to a 2-point lead as they close in, but a big mistake, service error by Alyssa. Vermillion within 1. With Voss up to serve.
We'll take those freebies. Now we got to do something with it.
Yes, you need to get points here if you're Vermillion. Voss up to serve. Sends it back row to Torres. Trying to go back row. Jensen just punches it over. Back once again, trying to get it over the block. Baylor able to save it and get it over for Vermillion. EPJ can't get the strong kill. Sent to Gap. There's communication there by EPJ, but it stays alive. And this one too far on the kill. We're tied once again at 19 apiece.
That was a great rally.
And now a timeout from Coach Tammy Gearing. Coach Zeller, Vermillion needs to take this momentum right now and finish it off.
Yeah, the momentum is switched to their side. You can see EPJ has started to kind of play a little passive, okay? So Vermillion has to take the ball and run with it.
We'll see if they can't keep this momentum going. Again, it's been a majority of the lead here for the Elk Point-Jefferson Huskies. But Vermillion has kept it close throughout here in this second set and now have a chance kind of to finish it off with Brooklyn Voss up to serve after this timeout from the Huskies. 19-19. Voss this time commits the mistake. Too far on the serve. Point for EPJ.
I think Mindy Whistler just didn't have her eyes all the way open. We'll give that one to Mindy.
Trying to get a little home cooking here, Coach Zeller.
I'll take what I can get.
Hannah Neerman up to serve for EPJ. Claire Doty, Jensen. This one tipped, and this one is going to be a point for the Tanagers.
Net violation.
Looked like that was going to probably fall anyways.
It did, actually.
The way that took the deflection, they're at the net. Now Barnett up to serve. She has had one error, but this time comes through with a huge ace to Ashley Brewer, who hits it the wrong direction. Vermillion with the lead, 21-20 here in set number 2. Barnett up to serve once again. Right there at the net, Torres just gets it over. O'Neal, Ani, Jensen, blocked, falls on the EPJ side, point Vermillion. 22-20. And it's quickly a second timeout called by Coach Tammy Gearing. This one huge right now. Vermillion needs to come out of the timeout and needs to get the point.
They do. Ani needs to serve well, and they need to keep hitting and make the errors happen on the EPJ side. Seibel doesn't want to go out there and receive one Ani serves.
Quick score update as of right now. Canton is beating Lennox in set number 1, 21-16. Otherwise, West Central has taken a 2-0 lead over Parker, which kind of was expected. Nothing against Parker, but team that continues to build her extremely young team, the Parker Pheasants are. 22-20 here in Vermillion. Give the Tanagers one set 1, 25-16. Now trying to finish off in set number 2. Just going to be a free ball over. O'Neal to Barnett to Jensen, and this one just a little too far. Jensen thought she got the line, not quite. Point EPJ. But again, out of the timeout, it works for the Point-Jefferson Huskies. Again, they have no timeouts left here in set number 2. In fact, neither team has any timeouts left. O'Neal. Jensen just has to get it over, able to do so. Miscommunication by Point-Jefferson. Huge point for Vermillion. And now Askew will check back in. Baylor will check out. And Serena Gap will be up to serve, 23-21. Torres, this one takes deflection at the net, and they're going to give the point to Point-Jefferson.
That was, I hate to say it, but that was a net luck.
It was. I thought maybe we might get a net violation, but a good call there by the official. 23-22. Vermillion with the 1-point lead. Doty to Askew, just has to get it over nicely. And this one just tipped over, but Vermillion ready. Askew once again. Set up, free ball, goes to O'Neal, to Barnett.
Good call.
To Claire Doty. Point-Jefferson battle right there at the net as it was dug up to the net. Now Doty, she just quickly gets it over, telling Barnett to get out of the way. Torres, block. Rally stays alive. EPJ, free ball, gets it over to O'Neal, to Doty, to Jensen. A strong hit just over the net, but not able to get the point. Battle at the net once again. This one takes a tip off of Curry, heads to the back row. Vermillion now on set point. Great rally for both teams.
That was a great rally. Big thumbs up to Josie Askew there. See, she did some big plays there. Good job. Good job, Jose.
Kelsey O'Neal up to serve, trying to take set number 2 are the Tanagers. O'Neal to Barnett, to Askew as she'll go back corner, a little too far. Point for Point-Jefferson. 24-23, Vermillion needs to win this point to win set number 2, or we're gonna have ourselves a little bit of extra volleyball here in set number 2, as up to serve, it will be Torres. To O'Neal, digs it up high. In fact, it goes on the Point-Jefferson side. Curry just sends it back row. O'Neal there. Barnett up high in the air. This one goes to Askew. Tries to get the kill, not able to do so. Point-Jefferson responds. O'Neal digs it. This one goes into the net. Falls on the side of Vermillion. We're tied at 24 apiece. We have ourselves some extra volleyball. As continuing to serve will be Danica Torres. Torres to O'Neal. Barnett. Voss able to get there in time. Just a free ball over. Curry to O'Neal. Big point for Point-Jefferson, as they've now rattled off 3 straight in a row and could take set number 2.
energy, believe you can. That's what they got to be thinking now.
25-24. Gap to Doty. Voss, she's been quiet as of late. Big point for Vermillion.
That was a nice play. That's exactly like I used to draw it up. I'm so glad they kept that play in the books.
Voss gets a huge kill. Now we're going to 27 is the magic number at the moment. Have to win by 2. This one, big kill that time from Kohlbaum. And Elk Point-Jefferson back within the 1 point of winning the set. 26-25. As up to serve is Sophia. O'Neal, Barnett, Voss once again trying to save it for the Tanagers. Dug up by EPJ, blocked there at the net. Doty, Askew is able just to get it over.
Out.
And this one, this time, was trying to do it herself. Kohlbaum gets herself in trouble. Now the magic number is going to be 28 as we're tied up at 26 apiece. Askew will come out and Baylor will check back into the game. Baylor up to serve for Vermillion. Go to a list in the back row. Curry just knocks it over. Doty to Voss. Voss paints that back row right in front of the back line. Big point for Vermillion, and they now have a chance at winning set number 2, 27-26. Baylor up to serve. Alyssa digs it up. They set it for Kohlbaum. To O'Neal it goes. Doty to Gap, blocked there. Baylor there to save though.
Good spot, going backwards.
Now Barnett just has to give the free ball over. Once again, here comes Elk Point-Jefferson, and they're able to find it down the line. The magic number is now 29 as free volleyball continues here at Vermillion High School. As Alyssa is now up to serve. 27-27. O'Neal sets the wrong way. Gap able to save, and Doty just able to get it over. EPJ comes once again. This one a mistake by Kohlbaum as she sent it into the net. Couldn't get it on the right side. Point for Vermillion.
You know, we have gone 6 rotations because if you remember when this back and forth started, Brooke was in the front row. So they've gone 6 rotations.
Voss up to serve as she tries to go to that far side. This one takes deflection. Barnett able to get it back into play. Baylor able to get it over nicely. Vermillion trying to win set number 2, and once again, they keep going back to Bentley Kohlbaum, and she keeps bailing the Elk Point-Jefferson Huskies out, but she's now out because of rotation. 28-28 here in set number 2. The magic number is now 30. Barnett, Doty, Jensen up to serve, took a deflection on its way through. Trying to go cross court. Elk Point-Jefferson to Serena Gap. She'll go back row. Elk Point-Jefferson will just have to get it over on the free ball. Able to do so. Doty to Barnett. Now to Jensen once again. She tried to catch Torres off of guard. Torres has it once again. Baylor to Doty. Go behind to Barnett. She goes to the opposite corner. Saved by the Huskies. They have to get it over. They're able to do so. Claire Doty to Serena Gap. She tries it again. The ball stays alive. Elk Point-Jefferson continues to battle here at 28-28. This one a great block. Dug out of the net. O'Neal not able to get it over. My, oh my.
Repeat all of that. That was a great rally.
29-28. Neerman up to serve. It's low. Dug up by the Tanagers. Gap tries to go across court, not able to do so as Elk Point-Jefferson's there. Takes deflection on its way through, and in the end, Elk Point-Jefferson takes set number 2, 30-28.
Wow.
1-1 here in Vermillion with set number 3 coming up here in just a...
At Northern State University, your future starts with an affordable education that's personalized for you. Experience hands-on learning guided by world-class supportive faculty. You'll also enjoy a full campus life, with opportunities to choose from numerous student activities and events, all in a safe, welcoming community. At Northern, you'll find a college that's right for you, a place to belong. Your future starts here. Unleash your potential at Northern.
The innocence of youth. Is there anything any better? But soon they'll be in high school and facing all the same challenges you faced. How to make friends, how to fit in, how to be cool. We want our children to have everything they'll need to live fulfilling and productive lives. Make sure the kids in your family are among the more than 57,000 participants here in South Dakota who take part in high school sports or activities.
Farmers know crop insurance is essential for managing risk. It's also valuable for maximizing revenue. The crop insurance officers at Farm Credit Services of America have proprietary tools and expertise to deliver the personalized crop and revenue protection you need for the peace of mind you want. Nobody delivers crop insurance like this. Discover the difference by calling 800-884-FARM. Agriculture works here.
Let's be real. You work. You worry. You wait. You wonder. These are the challenges of life on the farm. As a community bank, First Bank & Trust understands this rural reality. They're big enough to help ag producers grow for the future and small enough to get to know you right now. Our ag bankers have ag backgrounds, which means we'll help you work through the tough years and make the most of the great ones. First Bank & Trust. Real banking, real easy.
It was an exciting set number 2 with the Point-Jefferson Huskies and some extra volleyball able to win it 30-28. And Coach Zeller, you walk away from set number 2 saying, I felt at points, especially there towards the last 10 or so, that seemed a whole lot more like volleyball when it comes to the college level than it did at the high school or maybe even the state tournament, how back and forth that was.
Yeah, exactly. And it was, and your big hitters, you saw Brooklyn stepped up there and hammered a couple of balls, and that shows what she can do. And she does a good job of it. We served well. What I like is they were able to do that, to have that back and forth happen, and it not be based off of errors. It was based off of good, hard play.
Yes, that is absolutely correct. A great set number 2. We're now tied at 1 apiece after Vermillion won set number 1, 25-16. And we are underway for set number 3, going to at least 4 now. And Vermillion, just as they've done all night, has won the first point. 1-0. They lead set number 3. I think this will be a real interesting set as well, Coach Zeller. These first 7 points or so, who can jump out with momentum? Because that was an extremely emotional second set.
I would agree with that very much. So that's why I'm glad to see Vermillion come out and get these first 2 points here and hopefully have a few more. Because losing a set like that can be a backbreaker. And they're showing here that it didn't break them.
Yeah, they're quickly leading it 3-0 as a couple mistakes here early by the Point-Jefferson Huskies. And you have to have a feeling as well that Coach Stacy during that huddle was saying, hey girls, we have to stay in this. This is extremely important that we win tonight if we want to host another game. That really has to be what carries you momentum-wise. And finally, a nice kill by the Point-Jefferson Huskies makes it a 3-1 ball game. As it will be up to serve now, Sophia, as Brewer checks back into the game. Doty, Barnett, Jensen, Alyssa Libero there to dig it up, tries to go across court. Vermillion in the correct spot this time. Back row once again. But somehow EPJ keeps digging it up, and this one just a little too far. That was close to the corner. Big point, though, for Vermillion, 4-1. Coach Culver, we give you glasses for a reason. We give you glasses for a reason. You're just like poking at that thing. Can you see it okay? You don't actually have to put your glasses on. I'm just having some fun with you.
Well, I can't see now. I still do it the same way.
4-2, as there was actually a net violation by Vermillion that gave the point to Point-Jefferson. Now O'Neill, I think, thought there was going to be a deflection there, wasn't quite ready for it. Point Huskies.
Well, I think when you look at what Kelsey's doing, she's got to pick. She's either going to line up between the blockers or she's going to take one shoulder or the other. And that's what she gets frustrated by, is because sometimes she guesses wrong, gosh forbid.
As you mentioned, she's sometimes getting her own head. She's just such a competitive player, and that's what you're going to get with someone that's so competitive. Wow, I thought this one took a deflection on its way through. I guess it didn't. Point for Point-Jefferson. Seems like close calls have gone the Huskies' way every single time so far tonight. 4-4.
I think Cole's going to prove that one wrong, too.
Of course, we have Cole Larsh, our producer, who brings us highlights each and every night.
I think the net girl and the back row girl touched it.
5-4. As Alyssa is up to serve, the Huskies now have the lead, and she comes up with a big ace as Vermillion is now just standing around watching the ball come over.
That was a great serve, though, too. I don't know if you can see that from where you're sitting or where you're watching, but boy, that ball had downspin and drop on it.
Cole, what did we come up with the instant replay there? Doty, Gap just able to get it over. Come back at it once again. Strong kill that time by Natalie Hertz. It looked like it died extremely quick on the replay.
It did. And when you watch or make calls based off of replay, which it's hard because we kind of have a faraway view here, but you want to watch and see if you see a different rotation on the ball. So if you can see those, that's why they play with a striped ball down, so that they can see that rotation change.
At least looks like it took a little bit of a slight rotation, as you mentioned.
At the net, yeah.
Well, nonetheless, of course, the officials don't have the instant replay that we have up here. Speaking of football, against Belfouche, that was an interception that should have been called an interception. We had instant replay on that proved that it should have been an interception. Yep, slow motion, exactly. We had it all. Start getting Cole Larsh to produce all the games and get the highlights. And the instant replay is down to the officials so they can have all that, take a look back, use your challenge flag.
Make the big bucks.
That's right. Speaking of, Coach, I don't know if you know.
What?
But Cole Larsh gets paid the most amount of money out of all of us here. He gets paid quite a bit. All I gotta do is...
Did you not know?
He'll deny it. I just put a headset on. That's all I get over here. That's what you basically get too.
Yeah.
Cole, share some of it with us. 9-4 as the Huskies have really just opened it up here in this third set. As I mentioned, you got to watch that first 7 points. And Vermillion jumped out kind of early, but after that have just kind of trailed off. Doty, just a quick little hit over. Great play as she knew she had to change things up and caught the Huskies off guard.
And sometimes that's what it takes to get their defense to get their defense to shift. Because you'll set up where most of the nice solid block. But that defense starts to cheat according to the hits that you do consistently. I'm gonna bet that they've got it down that Josie Askew most often goes to the left back corner. And so they're adjusting their defense to that. So you gotta throw some random stuff in there to make them play honest.
Voss, once again, another strong kill for the Vermillion Tanagers, and just like that, they're right back into it. 9-7, trailing by 2, with O'Neill up to serve. O'Neill, this one a little too far, and gives the point right back to the Point-Jefferson Huskies. Quick score update. Other games interesting. Looks like Canton is about to win set number 2. They won set number 1, Canton did over Lennox tonight, 24-20. And right now lead at 24-10 in set number 2. And EPJ just able to dig it up with Alyssa once again. She's been busy so far this evening. Takes deflection on its way through. Torres right there, denied at the net by Claire Doty. Nice job by Claire Doty to rise above and get a huge point.
Like it was in slow motion as it happened. It was like the ball just hung there and Claire just whapped it back down.
10-8, and now a big ace for Vermillion. And Claire Doty, the best server for the Vermillion Tanagers, now within 1 point. The Vermillion Tanagers here in set number 3. Again, we're tied right now at 1 apiece. As this time, Hertz just has to get it over. Miscommunication that time by Vermillion. Point for the Huskies. And we're getting a little bit of new girls in there as well. Josie Askew, Emma Bonsack in there right now for the Tanagers, as Coach Stacy has gone a little bit deeper into her rotation. And now Voss, tip off the top of the net, stays alive. Voss, once again, this one dug up though by Elk Point-Jefferson. They have done that several times here tonight. Voss gets it over, stays alive. Torres blocked there at the net. Barnett, and this one, Askew not able to get it over. Point for Elk Point-Jefferson.
The connection that Ani and Brooklyn have going right now is really good. Ani sets hang. That, you know, setters have different things going on, and Claire and Brooklyn have always had a phenomenal connection. But Ani and Brooklyn are doing a good job working together tonight.
Mistake by Voss as she sends it into the net. 13-9 here in set number 3. It's now up to serve, or I should say continue to serve, on the Elk Point-Jefferson Huskies with Rolke. And Vermillion finally gets the point to end that run the Huskies were on, trailing it by 3. So now Baylor will be up to serve. As coming out of the ball game is Emma Bonsack for the Vermillion Tanagers. Hertz into the middle. There's Baylor. Gap. Miscommunication. Alyssa, free ball over by Torres. Gap. Yes. This one blocked, jumping a little too early was Natalie Hertz, and in the end, it cost her the point. Vermillion trails by 2.
That was a solid contact by Serena. That's how she got through that block.
13-11, now an ace for the Vermillion Tanagers. They draw it within 1. As mentioned, score update, Canton did officially win set number 2 over Lennox 25-10. Do need Canton to win if Vermillion wants to have a chance at bettering themselves in the playoff picture. Now a timeout called by Elk Point-Jefferson. We'll step aside and take the timeout with them. We're back here in just a moment on Live Ticket TV.
This is what matters. This is beyond X's and O's. This is the difference mutual respect makes. This is what character looks like. This is what defines us in South Dakota. This is sportsmanship. School sports, it's not the outcome that matters most, but the way the games are played. This message presented by the South Dakota High School Activities Association and the South Dakota Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association.
Set number 3, it's 13-12. The Elk Point-Jefferson Huskies lead it by 1 point over the Vermillion Tanagers. But Baylor right now for Vermillion, bringing them back within it, as she's on a 3-0 run herself, trying to make it a 4-0 run as just a free ball sent over by the Huskies. Gap, this one paints the back line. Point for Vermillion, and we're tied up 13-13. As Baylor will continue to serve for the Vermillion Tanagers. By the way, I think the student section spilled some Kool-Aid.
It's apparent something got spilled.
And this one, a block goes out of bounds. There is a lot of pop over there. Oh, no. Did they purposely mess around? It was accidental?
Oh, it was? Oh.
Look at that. Cole Lars, the producer, but also keeping an eye on the student section as well. Curry just gets it over. Doty, Voss. This one saved by the Huskies. Torres just gets it over. Voss, Doty to Gap, and this one finds its way through Curry. 14-14. What we have blow up over there? Was it a squirt? Was it a 7-Up? A Coke? You put some Mentos in there, Cole?
They bumped it over.
Oh, yeah.
Well, it probably bumped over and hit the floor.
I bet Cole put some Mentos in there.
Oh, okay.
Somebody bumped it.
Oh, they didn't have a lid on it? And it was on the ground and they just bumped it over?
I don't know how you saw that.
There's got to be some more to this story. I don't believe that. Jensen blocked big time, but Vermillion returns it right back over. Here comes Curry. She's blocked again. Barnett sends it over for the Vermillion Tanagers. Doty, Barnett, Serena Gap tries to go down the line. Popped up in the air. Cross court they go. This one out of bounds. And we're tied up once again. 15-15. Coach Zeller, someone's got to grab some momentum here at this moment.
They do. It'd be, and Ani's a good server, so we need some good serves here. And then, that's twice I've done that tonight. Twice.
Whoops.
I'll take the blame on that one.
Another service error, the second one by Barnett of the evening as well. Back up to a 1-point lead for Point-Jefferson. Again, EPJ won set number 2, an extra volleyball, 30-28. This time going to cross court. Vermillion coming back the opposite way. Popped up high in the air. O'Neal is bailed out though. Gap right over the blockers. A big dig by Point-Jefferson. Here comes Vermillion once again. Jensen, this one takes the deflection over the head of Alyssa. 16-16. We're going back and forth here in set number 3 with now Serena Gap up to serve.
Heath, it could be a great week of volleyball in Old Vermtown with us having this great match here tonight. And then we've got the big rivalry matchup at USD this weekend. I'm really excited to go over and watch that one.
Yeah, if you haven't gotten over to the SC yet this year, make sure you do so. Again, the the USD volleyball team just playing phenomenal once again this year. Only 2 losses they've taken all year long, including a surprise loss to NDSU, otherwise losing to one of the top-ranked teams in the country, Louisville, the very first game of the season. This one blocked once again at the net as another long rally goes. Takes deflection off of Jensen. Point for Point-Jefferson, but it continues to go back and forth right now. 1 point for one, and that's all they're doing is just trading at this moment. As now up to serve will be Point-Jefferson. I believe that was Sophie.
Nice
and
play.
Askew gets a big play.
That was a senior play out of a freshman. That was a great ball by Josie Askew. Way to handle that.
As you mentioned, a freshman. She's a great freshman team, or I should say JV team upcoming. And now an ace serve by Kelsey O'Neal. And Vermillion takes one of their first leads here of this third set, even if it is just by 1, 18-17. So O'Neal remains up to serve. This one Gap. This one came fast to her, wrong direction. Tied once again, 18-18. Quick substitution. As Kolbaum is out. Now up to serve will be Hannah Neerman, the junior for the Huskies. Again, Huskies coming in 21-8 overall. Vermillion at 10-19. It's been some great volleyball here in Vermtown. This one out. The big point for the Vermillion Tanagers. Voss got up a little bit shaken there, but she shakes it off. And now Claire Doty up to serve. As Vermillion tries to win this third set, take a 2-1 lead. Doty sends it back row. Torres O'Neal for Vermillion. Askew once again, the freshman gets another big kill. 2-point lead for Vermillion.
She's really playing route well. I'm really proud of her. She's such a quiet, timid kid, if you knew Josie at all. So to see her shine on this court is just really exciting.
This one just gets over the net. Last kid I knew that was really quiet, that really shined in a big moment. I have to go back to Reese Profrock when he nailed a grand slam in the region state tournament championship game, eventually to bring it home for the baseball team this past summer. We know Reese Profrock, a very quiet kid himself.
Yes.
And now net violation goes against who? Was it against Point-Jefferson?
What'd they call?
I want to say it's on Point-Jefferson. The guy actually tangled up.
Did she step under the net and step on
Yes.
Josie?
Yep. And now Askew coming up low, or excuse me, coming up limp on that right foot.
Amy Richardson to the rescue. Come on, Amy.
She's coming off on her own power, putting a little bit of pressure onto it, but again, net violation. As you just saw it there on the replay. Just a tangle up of feet, and now a timeout is going to be called.
That's a smart play right there. Did Coach Stacy call that timeout?
I believe she did.
That is a very smart coaching play because now she gives Josie time to recuperate, to get herself back together here, to give Amy some time to work on her, and maybe get her back into the game faster. Good job, Coach Stacy.
Cole, do you have that once again? To bring that back up, as again, you're going to watch Askew nearest on the left side there at the net. So the ball's played up. She makes her way there, as you can see. And then just, as the ball went over, it is accidental, no doubt about it.
It is.
But just got stepped on there, came up limp. Officials did see it, called it, point for Vermillion. That's how they have a 3-point lead right now, 21-18. Now, Askew, by the way, is still out of the game. She is being worked on at the moment as Puckett is now into the game. But quickly, Josie is back into the game as Puckett will be out. 21-19, a 2-point lead for EPJ. So again, just getting stepped on, rolled the ankle slightly, Josie Askew, but she's good to go.
I'm guessing it was one of those that shocked her more than it injured her. It's a...
Van Rokel up to serve there for Point-Jefferson. And now, Gap wasn't quite for sure where she's at on the court. Mistracks it, point for EPJ as they've rattled off 2 straight now. It's within 1, 21-20. O'Neal, Barnett, Voss. This one takes a big deflection on the kill. Point Vermillion. As mentioned, that's Jody Zeller's favorite number, 22. If you can get to 22 first, you feel confident for your chance to win. Vermillion at that point first. Torres, big kill for her and the Huskies. Her 10th of the evening, 22-21.
That went right between Brooklyn's arms, just too far apart. You got to keep those together so you can get it stopped. She was right on it, just had her arms too far apart.
Natalie Hertz now up to serve for EPJ. As this one, a mistake, doesn't get it cleanly. Hertz will come out, Alyssa will check back in. Also, Jensen back in, O'Neal is out. 23-21, Vermillion trying to win set number 3. We've already seen some extra volleyball in set number 2. Voss is the one serving for Vermillion. Curry just gets it over. Doty knocks it back over for the Vermillion Tanagers. Voss back row to Doty to Jensen. And this one saved by the Huskies. Alyssa on the free ball gets it over. Barnett Goes to Serena Gap. Serena goes too far with it. Vermillion needed that. 23-22. As now up to serve will be Danica Torres for the Point-Jefferson Huskies.
Which means Colbaum's back in the front row, so.
And now a huge mistake. Ace for EPJ. We're tied 23-23. And a timeout called from assistant coach Taylor Stacy. In other action across the state of South Dakota, Canton right now is winning set number 3 over Lennox 19-17. West Central swept past Parker tonight 3-0. Taking a look at maybe some other games kind of here.
Yeah, there's nothing in on the Lennox or the Del Rapids Beersford. Anything there?
Oh, yep. Del Rapids won set number 1, 25-23.
Wow, I'm kind of, wow.
Beersford, yeah, makes it sound pretty close there.
Right, but nothing on the Yankton, that one,
The Yankton T game.
Match, nothing there yet?
Not seeing anything at the moment. We'll see if we can.
Is that at Yankton?
Yes, it is.
You know, they are very, very strict about following a time schedule, so.
Big point for Vermillion. I'm going to leave that there because if I make any more comments about Yankton, I might get myself in trouble.
I gotcha. Last year when we played there, they had just like really long wait times between matches to keep it on schedule, and we're not used to that. So
24-23. Jensen just knocks it over. Vermillion trying to win set number 3 here. It's into the net. Vermillion able to do so. It's been some great volleyball action, and as we go into set number 4, Vermillion has a 2-1 lead. You never mess with Mr. Ryan Moore's schedule. He is very, very strict to that.
Is he? Okay.
We're going to step aside. Set number 4. We'll see if Vermillion can't win it in set number 4. That is on the way next here on Live Ticket TV.
Times like these, it's good to know there's a place where people know who you are, no matter how long you've been gone. A place where the smells of home cooking are still in the air, where a simple wave warms your heart, and sharing stories is just a way of life. It's good to be home. Agraria Insurance Company, protecting what's important in life. Contact your local Agraria Insurance Company agent.
Advertising can be a struggle. Where to spend your money? Are you reaching the right audience? If you are looking for an effective method that reaches a large fan base at once, then here is your spot with Live Ticket TV. With over 65 schools in the state of South Dakota, we can help you find the right market. Plus, you can work with me, Heath, and a portion of all sales made go right back to the school. Get a hold of me today and let's get started in helping build your brand with Live Ticket TV.
Oh, okay.
We go to set number 4. Vermillion won set number 1, 25-16. Elk Point-Jefferson set number 2, 30-28. And Vermillion wins set number 3, 25-23. My, oh my. Coach Zeller, we haven't had that type of volleyball here in Vermillion in quite some time.
We haven't. It's so exciting to see the girls playing at the level they're playing at tonight. It's exciting to see them getting along on the floor, and all of them kind of bringing it at the same time. It's fun to see.
It's been fun to watch throughout the evening. Again, Vermillion played last night against the Parker Pheasants on the road, winning a 3-0. And now, just as we've opened up every single set, Vermillion has won that first point.
They do.
So they open up 1-0. Might as well just give them the point started that way.
Let's call it match.
Can we do that?
I don't think they'll let us.
Barnett, Jensen, and once again tries to aim that into that side wall there, but can't quite do so. Point for EPJ, 1-1. I would expect a very close one here in set number 4.
Yeah, I would have liked to seen Brooke swing at that one. I think she needs to swing at the ball.
Getting great to have you along here on Live Ticket TV. Heath Nimke along with our producer Cole Larson, the coach Jody Zeller. We're into set number 4. Right now, Vermillion leading 2-1. We're just underway here in the 4th set, trying to get the strong kill. Now, is this playable?
No.
Okay. Why is that not playable?
Because it's considered part of the standard, so if you hit outside of the antenna, it's out of bounds.
That's silly.
I agree. But then the official could pass it back to the team.
I say if the official's there, she's there.
Right?
Just act normal. Be in a normal position.
Oh, somebody was in the net there.
Yeah, Curry got it over nicely, but she pushed the net while she did it. Wow.
I think so too.
Another free point to EPJ. That's the 3rd time now we've seen a clear violation that the Huskies have gotten away with.
If only we were reffing.
3-1 here in set number 4.
That's pretty set.
But the Huskies are ready for it this time. Doty Barnett just sends it over. Trying to go backside with it. Vermillion ready. Barnett sets once again to Doty, but this was at the net. Great heads-up awareness there by the Elk Point-Jefferson Huskies, and Kohlbaum to get the point.
As beautiful as the set prior to that was, that one Ani would take back, I guarantee you.
Sophie serving for EPJ. This one's Gap. Tries to go across court, and this time, violation is called against the Huskies. 4-2. It's a 3-0 run that EPJ was on. As Askew checks back in, and Baylor will check off the court.
Get over there.
Gap trying to get the ace there, not able to do so. And this one goes just a little far. Kelsey O'Neal's reaction thought that one hit the corner, but that one was out, just barely.
It was. Our eagle eyes saw it.
I say we do have a good vantage point
We do have a good view.
of where we sit, at least on this side.
Yes.
Good dig there by Gap. Askew just able to get it over. This one trying to get the strong kill once again. Kohlbaum, she's just been on fire tonight when she's set up.
Agreed. She's having a good night. And if you notice, almost all of her balls she's aimed down the line. She really hasn't come cross court. Or when she's coming cross court, that's when the blocks are happening. So.
Speaking of a nice block there by the Huskies, 5-3. This one hurts. She's denied by Brooke Jensen as she sent it right back. Point for Vermillion. Again, the Tanagers trying to win it here in the 4th set. We've seen some great volleyball so far this evening. And now another ace serve, the 3rd of the evening for Kelsey O'Neal. And we're tied 5 apiece.
That was a great serve. Honestly, you could serve 50 times and I bet you could hit that spot once. That was a great serve.
And O'Neal comes away with another ace serve, back to back. Can I please get some energy here in the building?
I'm with you. Do the students even know there's a volleyball game going
I'm not
on?
for sure. This one just gets over the net, and this one hit the line. Point for the Huskies. 6-6 here in set number 4.
Maybe our headsets are just
I
blocking
didn't
it
even
out.
get an ace chant. Kind of disappointed.
We could have Cole go do some run-throughs, start the wave.
We might need something here. Nice block there by Natalie Hertz as Voss just tried to go over the block. And Elk Point-Jefferson has taken back their lead 7-6 here in set number 4.
Notice, Cole, I didn't volunteer to go start the wave. We don't want a slow-mo wave.
Ace for Hannah Neerman as a miscommunication by the Vermillion Tanagers. Now Point-Jefferson now puts together a little bit of momentum of their own.
All right, we need a good pass here.
Neerman, Doty, Barnett. Well, you talk about a good pass. That's the complete opposite of that. Now 9-6 as Coach Stacy needs a timeout. We'll step aside, take the timeout with her. We're back here in just a moment on Live Ticket TV.
At Northern State University, your future starts with an affordable education that's personalized for you. Experience hands-on learning guided by world-class supportive faculty. You'll also enjoy a full campus life with opportunities to choose from numerous student activities and events, all in a safe, welcoming community. At Northern, you'll find a college that's right for you, a place to belong. Your future starts here. Unleash your potential at Northern.
As Coach Seller checks her fantasy standings, you're number 1 in your league right now?
Number 1.
Hey, look at you go, girl. What's your record?
6-1.
6-1, Coach Seller. Don't mess with her in her fantasy football. She's got it going on.
You know it.
9-6 here in set number 4. EPJ leads it by 3. Great to have you along here on Live Ticket TV as another strong kill, this time by Torres of the Huskies. The Huskies starting to build a little bit of a lead again. This is usually where they're able to do so. The question is now, can they keep this lead?
A block would be really helpful right now. It would be a perfect time. Get your hands, oh, we'll take that.
Or you have Torres swing for the fences.
And hit the wall.
Big mistake there by Torres. Point for Vermillion, 10-7. As Claire Doty is now up to serve. We'll see if Vermillion can't get something going a little bit of offensively at the moment, or at least a couple back-to-back mistakes by Point-Jefferson. Draws it within 2. As Claire Doty remains up to serve. She serves once again. Knocked up in the air. Torres blocked and running into each other. Miscommunication, but Vermillion able to save it. And this time, the strong kill from Hertz. 11-8.
So I can pretty much tell you right there, Coach Stacy told Josie she needs to get in there and help block. She's not dropping back on defense, and that's a freshman thing. She hasn't probably even really, I mean, she knows it, she's been told it, but hasn't had to do it a lot in those lower level games. But she has to get up there and get that block up.
Voss tries to get the kill, unable to do so. Roll off the net. Vermillion able to keep it alive. Barnett tries to go cross court into the corner, able to do so. Gets the point off the deflection from a Husky. 11-9. So now Baylor checks back into the game as Askew will check out. Baylor tries to see if she can't spark some offense for Vermillion. Trailing by 2. This one off the net. Takes the lucky bounce off for EPJ. Deflection, point for the Huskies.
I'll give her that one. That's just, if you get a play on that, it's you're lucky, because those are hard.
12-9, 3-point lead. Baylor sets to Voss. Took a deflection on its way through. Back the opposite way goes Torres, and O'Neal not able to put it in the right spot. Point for EPJ. 13-9. Vermillion with the 2-1 in the sets lead category. Voss goes across court. Vermillion continues to have their success of going across court. This time, another kill.
You know, to the people watching here, Heath, we often focus on that front row play, and so many of the accolades go to the hitters. But this is a true battle of defense tonight. And the liberos are both doing a great job tonight. They're both picking up balls. They're putting the ball up there for the setters in really good positions. And those what I like to call helper defenders, the rest of them that are playing defense back there are doing a great job of helping back there too.
14-10. It's a 4-point lead for Elk Point-Jefferson here in set number 4. And Vermillion with gap sends this a little too far, up to a 5-point lead. One of the most comfortable the Huskies have felt in really the game tonight in any set.
I would agree with that, and especially at this point in the set, because usually at this time, this is kind of when we've made a comeback or gone ahead a little bit.
And now a 6-point lead. It's the first time that Elk Point-Jefferson has had a 6-point lead in any of the sets. Here in set number 4, as the way this is going, Coach Stacy wants a timeout. We could be playing 5 sets, so we'll find out. See if Vermillion can't get some offense going. We're back here in just a moment on Live Ticket TV.
They're cheering.
They are cheering. We have spotted a pickle jar over in the student section. They've already spilled a Coke tonight. Thank you to that 2-liter getting all over the ground. Now, where do we get a pickle jar that big of a size at? How's that get into the game?
That was from the concession stand.
Why did the concession stand give a pickle jar to the student section?
That is a great question.
When did that ever cross someone's head? That was a good idea. I feel like that. Thank you, Cole. Yeah. Oh, no, we got.
Oh, they're trying to hide.
They're blocking it now. They know Cole Larsh is watching. What kind of pickles is that holding?
It's the big ones you sell in the concession stand.
They sell pickles here?
They definitely sell pickles.
I've never got myself a pickle.
Oh, Brooke, no. No, you never want to back bump over the net straight into a block. No, no, no.
18-10, as it looks like Vermillion has completely lost all of their mojo here in this 4th set. It's getting an 8-point lead. This is the biggest that EPJ has had in any sets, and it seems like we're going to play the 5th and decisive set. This time a strong kill by Kobom, 19-10. You really have to get refocused. There it is again. There it is again.
Yes.
What kind of pickles are there? Are they dill?
Yeah.
Coach Dill, you seem to know a lot about this pickle jar situation. I'm starting to feel like you're kind of involved in it here.
No, I'm not tonight, but I can tell you because, you know, us coaches, as we coach, we have to help cover the concession stand. So I've worked the concession stand a time or two, and so I'm watching as I know that the soccer team was in charge of the concession stand tonight.
I was going to say, I believe those are all soccer girls. I know Mockler is over there right now.
But I do believe it was the soccer boys.
Oh, boy.
Oh, boy.
Get those two mixed together, you're going to start causing some havoc over there.
Yeah.
Again, we bring this up because they've already spilled a Coke so far this evening. Kolbaum tries to get the strong kill, goes right back into the net. Well, Coach Ziller scratched this one as a loss, and we come back in the 5th set, do or die time.
I would agree. I will say, have we had a 5th set here this year?
Yes.
We did. No. Who did?
Was it against Lennox? No, it was Tri Valley.
That's.
It's against Tri Valley.
Okay.
In which we lost that. Yeah, see, I know. What are you guys looking at me here?
We beat Tri Valley.
Oh, shoot. I thought we lost against Tri Valley.
No, we beat them.
No, that's right. Now I remember it.
But was Lennox 5 sets here?
No, Lennox was a 3 set. We thought could be 5 sets.
Oh, that was a great play by them. Oh, dang, it was a Brewer girl.
Elk Point-Jefferson has just looked really good, though.
They have looked good this set. We have not gotten our hands on the blocks. The blocks have to get the touches because that's how your whole defense sets up. And so you've got to get those touches block-wise.
This one knocked around a few times. Torres able to get it. Again, Vermillion just seems like kind of standing around there. You saw that everyone kind of diving after it a set earlier. 24-11. Great job by the Elk Point-Jefferson Huskies to dominate in this fourth set. And again, we're going to have that fifth and decisive set upcoming here in just a moment.
You know what? I'll give them a decisive fourth set if we're going to come out in the fifth set and play to win.
Yep. And that speech during that break just has to be, hey, if you want to play here again during the postseason, you need to win.
Yeah. It comes to the fastest to 15 points to get a positive, better seeding at the postseason.
Well, let's see what happens. Has a great job by the Elk Point-Jefferson Huskies as they dominate set number 4, 25-11. We're going to step aside when we come back. It is the fifth and decisive set. First one to 15, win by 2 with the pickle jar sitting in the wings. That's on the way next here on Live Ticket TV. There's no better.
Agriculture is like no other business, which makes Farm Credit Services of America like no other lender. Owned by the farmers and ranchers we serve, our customers have a voice in how we work, a stake in what we do, and share in our success. Discover a lender that works for you at Farm Credit Services of America.
Hi, this is Kristen Cunningham with Chic Boutique by Kristen & Company in Centerville, South Dakota. We're an all-size inclusive boutique offering sizes small through 3X on many items, including denim jeans and jackets, shackets, pants, skirts, graphic tees and sweatshirts, joggers, school swag, hats and caps, many fashion accessories including purses and lots of jewelry. And we also offer gift items for birthdays and weddings. Get your shopping fix at 636 Broadway Street, Centerville, South Dakota. Open Tuesday through Friday, 10 to 7 and Saturday, 10 to 4.
Let's be real. You work, you worry, you wait, you wonder. These are the challenges of life on the farm. As a community bank, First Bank and Trust understands this rural reality. We're big enough to help ag producers grow for the future and small enough to get to know you right now. Our ag bankers have ag backgrounds, which means we'll help you work through the tough years and make the most of the great ones. First Bank and Trust. Real banking, real easy. Member FDIC, Equal Opportunity Lender.
In times like these, it's good to know there's a place where people know who you are, no matter how long you've been gone. A place where the smells of home cooking are still in the air, where a simple wave warms your heart, and sharing stories is just a way of life. It's good to be home. Agraria Insurance Company, protecting what's important in life. Contact your local Agraria Insurance Company agent.
As we are back early from action, we're in set number 5 here in Vermillion, as Vermillion has done it all night long, taking point number 1 and lead it right away, 1-0. Again, we recap here in the 5th set as a few of the rules change. We go to 15, still have to win by 2. But again, it has been back and forth, as in fact, numbers and odds would tell you right now Vermillion's going to win this one. They won set number 1. They won set number 3. Elk Point-Jefferson won 2 and 4. You want me to spit any more facts at you, Coach Zeller? Don't look at me surprised.
We're winning the odd sets. They're winning the evens. It's an odd set.
That is correct. 2-0 quickly here.
Oh,
big block there.
What did I say? That was a good block.
Claire Doty sets to Voss. Takes deflection on its way through by Curry. Kolbaum, gap. Doty. Askew goes back row. Alyssa Diggs. Saved by Sophie. Kolbaum. But again, gap there to retrieve it. Askew just sends it over. Roll key there for Elk Point-Jefferson. Curry, O'Neal dives. Gap tries to chase after it, saves it to us. Coach Zeller, that's where you're supposed to have your hands. You just knocked that back.
It's gone.
Well,
that ball is never to be found again.
We're not getting that ball back.
I don't even know what's back there.
A lot of cobwebs and dirt, let's put it that way. Well, it bounced up here, and there just happens to be a hole.
I'm calling John up. We're going to send him crawling back there.
I think we can get Seibel back there.
Be a one-way trip.
2-2.
Come on, we need a pass. Let's go.
I guess we are still in the danger zone up here. We can get a ball in this one.
That did not go over the net.
That's
Thank you.
hit hard in the net. Oh, we got John. John's going to go save that ball. John, best of luck to you there, pal. It's back there.
No way, John. That you're making my stomach turn even thinking about it.
No one's getting that. 3-2. Throw a sticky note back there. It can be lost to the sands of time. And there's a mistake by O'Neal as she sets it the wrong way. 3-3.
She didn't get her shoulders pulled around on that. You know, Kelsey told me she goes back and she watches all of our live feeds and listens to what I have to say about her.
Boss, this one saved nicely by Elk Point-Jefferson. A mistake by Baylor and O'Neal and miscommunication. Point for EPJ. 4-3 here in set number 5.
Keep hitting, keep hitting.
Alyssa the Ribeiro up to serve. Gap tries to go over the blockers. Does so nicely. Oh, that hit the ground. Got the old NFL play. Just keep on going. Once you hear the whistle, just keep on going, even if it didn't go the way it was supposed to, and you know it, keep on going. 4-4. Getting going to 15, win by 2. This one, big block, but it falls on the side of Vermillion. Point for EPJ. As now up to serve will be Hannah Neerman.
This is a good time for a little rally right here, okay? Get this point. We need a good hit. Oh, good set there. Yes.
Gap right on the line, 5-5. I don't know if this is really going to pull away by a point or two tonight.
I know, I'm having a hard time staying in my seat for this. This is exciting. I love this group of girls.
5-5 here in set number 5. Going to 15. Brewer, this one a little too far. Nice job by O'Neal not to get a piece of that one.
They got it at the net though, so there was a touch.
Oh, wow. So correction, even Fry, as he said, point for Vermillion. They even marked up there on the scoreboard, excuse me. So EPJ gets a lucky point, but then his service error gives it right back, and we continue to go back and forth here. 6-6 as Baylor now checks out. Askew back in for Vermillion. Been no separation from these two teams here in this 5th set. This one just poked over, blocked at the net. Doty. Miscommunication as O'Neal gets knocked over. Barnett, Doty to Askew. Alyssa Diggs. Torres into the net. Point Vermillion.
Boy, Kelsey's taking a beating back there tonight, isn't she? She's not only digging them up and getting beat down by the ball, now she's getting knocked out by her own players.
Well, we're going to try to get her on the postgame show. Make sure you stick around for that. So we'll get Coach Stacy up here as well. 7-6. Askew gets it over nicely. Set up for Hertz. Dug up by Gap. Askew once again just over the net, and a net violation goes against Sophia. 8-6. Quickly assistant coach Tammy Gearing calls the timeout to keep her team in it. Again, we're going to 15. This has been the biggest lead for the Vermillion Tanagers here in this 5th set. I think we're still discussing where the ball will win at. We're not getting the ball back, gentlemen.
Nope. I am deathly afraid of heights.
Me too.
And so even the thought of someone trying to climb over that railing and over that thin brick thing to get back there, because someone could fit.
Someone could fit.
Even the thought of it makes my tummy twirl.
If you got a broom or a long pole, you can get it back.
They have one of those extender things. You know, they need to use the one like at the golf course.
Guys, we have a bunch of extra balls. I think it's okay to let this one go.
Do you know how much volleyballs cost, Heath?
Is it $33?
Let's try 69
Oh
probably.
my goodness. Well, I guess we're getting that ball back then.
Right?
A big point for Vermillion as they're able to go over the block with the little loft, 9-6.
Another really big play out of Josie Askew. Really big, Josie. Good job.
As now Serena Gap is serving for the Vermillion Tanagers. Gap goes to Librero Alyssa. Back over to O'Neal.
Oh.
Sends back row. Brooke didn't get all of it. A little too far. Point for EPJ. 9-7.
To me, this is a really big part of the game right here. We need to have a good pass here.
Natalie Hertz up to serve. Doty to Askew. Takes deflection by the block with Curry. She comes back once again. She's blocked by Jensen, the only blocker there. Point Vermillion. Vermillion 5 points away from winning in set number 3 and keeping their home playoff hopes alive. 10-7. Curry, O'Neal, Barnett, right there at the net. That was going out.
That was a hard play.
Off the top of the net, point for EPJ. In the end, they deserve that point as Rolke saved it from going out of bounds, even though it was going to go out. 10-8 right now. 2-point lead. Voss trying to go down the line. This one out of bounds. EPJ within 1, 10-9. Torres up to serve for EPJ, trying to tie it up once again. This one into the net, service error. Vermillion within 4. Now steps up the best server, Claire Doty.
Roz has the banana head on. I hope that's good luck.
Taking it up, EPJ. The Kolbom. O'Neal gets a piece of it. Askew tries to go across, and this one into the net. Point. As both teams just kind of committing critical mistakes here at the moment. As Ashley Brewer checks back in. Hannah Neerman out for EPJ. As up to serve now is Sophia. Barnett to Voss. Askew just gets it over, 11-10. Kolbom is blocked by 2 Tangers. Doty to Voss. Alyssa takes it up for EPJ. Free ball over. Doty sets once again to Askew. Saved there by the Huskies. Kolbom once again, this time finds it perfectly, and Coach Zeller with the perfect catch.
Saving everybody's lives.
I don't know if you were quite ready for 2 balls now to come to you tonight.
No, that's 2 tonight. Wow.
You got some quick hands there. Don't you feel proud?
There you go. I'm disappointed in myself that I didn't get the first one knocked back.
And then we lost the ball.
Yeah.
11-11 here in the 5th set as we've seen a late rally put together by the EPJ Huskies. At one point, Vermillion was leading it by 3. Trying to hold on Vermillion and win this 5th and decisive set. Again, trying to keep their postseason hopes alive of being at home instead of on the road.
I'm going to call it the rivalry. Oh, that's a hard word right now, apparently. In Vermillion, the Yotes won a big game on Saturday. We got to do our share here tonight so that the Yotes can come back and do another big win.
But a big point for the Point-Jefferson Huskies. They take a late lead here in this fifth set. 12-11. As now up to serve will be Sophia. Spins the ball in her hand to Claire Doty. Right there at the net, Barnett just knocks it over. Set up. This one, oof. Ashley Brewer trying to make something fancy happen, just sent it straight down. Big mistake there. 12-12, as now Baylor is up to serve. Baylor gets it over. That's step number one. Curry goes right over the top. Doty to Gap, takes deflection off the block. Ball stays alive though for EPJ. Kolbom into the net. Vermillion takes back the lead. 13-12 here in set number 5. Well, hold on to your hats and buckle up. We're gonna use a timeout from Coach Tammy Gearing. She's been successful in using these timeouts tonight and getting points back.
She has been. Her timeout calling has happened at really key times, and her girls have responded really well following each of those timeouts. So whatever goals she's giving them during that huddle, they are performing those very well tonight.
13-12. Baylor is up to serve. Trying to get a huge point here for the Vermillion Tanagers. Set up by Sophie, goes to Kolbom, blocked, and a big point for Vermillion. It was blocked right back at Kolbom. Baylor up to serve. 14-12 here in set number 5. Vermillion trying to keep their postseason alive here at home. Curry right over the blockers to O'Neal. Doty sets to Serena Gap. She goes over the blockers. Dug up by Sophia. Alyssa. Kolbom just knocks it over on the free ball.
Give it to
Doty to Voss. Voss takes a deflection off the block. Vermillion gets the win. 15-12 in 5 sets. How about that?
I'm up here hand pumping. That was an exciting match tonight. Big congrats to the coaches tonight. They did a great job keeping the girls motivated, keeping them with their eyes on the prize and what their goal was tonight. So good job to them. And my hat off, Kelsey O'Neal played the match of her life tonight. That was a great match. Both liberos, really good.
We'll see if we can't get Kelsey O'Neal up here. We'll also catch up with Coach Stacy. We're gonna have a post-game show. Stick around to hear more about this. Scores are a little bit different when it comes to volleyball compared to football. We'll see if we can't get you a playoff picture, but no promises on that, as again, scores aren't necessarily reported as quickly as they are to football. We have a little bit better idea, but nonetheless, we have a post-game show coming up here in just a moment on Live Ticket TV as Vermillion wins it in dramatic fashion, winning 3-2. By a final score in that 5th set, 15-12. We're back in just a moment here on a Live Ticket TV.
Limestone. Limestone canyons, flowing waterfalls, and pristine beauty make Spearfish a sanctuary for those seeking the ultimate escape. Outdoor enthusiasts will find top-notch sport climbing, mountain biking, and UTV OHV trails. Guests are steps away from peaceful hiking trails and tranquil streams. Relax and rehash your day's adventure at one of our award-winning local breweries. Finding rest is an important part of any adventure. Lodging in Spearfish comes with a variety of choices, from cabins, B&Bs, and campgrounds to the comforts of your popular brand-name hotels. To find your unique adventure in Spearfish, go to visitspearfish.com now.
At Northern State University, your future starts with an affordable education that's personalized for you. Experience hands-on learning guided by world-class supportive faculty. You'll also enjoy a full campus life with opportunities to choose from numerous student activities and events, all in a safe, welcoming community. At Northern, you'll find a college that's right for you, a place to belong. Your future starts here. Unleash your potential at Northern.
The innocence of youth. Is there anything any better? But soon they'll be in high school and facing all the same challenges you faced. How to make friends, how to fit in, how to be cool. We want our children to have everything they'll need to live fulfilling and productive lives. Make sure the kids in your family are among the more than 57,000 participants here in South Dakota who take part in high school sports or activities.
Farmers know crop insurance is essential for managing risk. It's also valuable for maximizing revenue. The crop insurance officers at Farm Credit Services of America have proprietary tools and expertise to deliver the personalized crop and revenue protection you need for the peace of mind you want. Nobody delivers crop insurance like this. Discover the difference by calling 800-884-FARM. Agriculture works here.
Let's be real. You work. You worry. You wait. You wonder. These are the challenges of life on the farm. As a community bank, First Bank & Trust understands this rural reality. They're big enough to help ag producers grow for the future and small enough to get to know you right now. Our ag bankers have ag backgrounds, which means we'll help you work through the tough years and make the most of the great ones. First Bank & Trust. Real banking, real easy.
This is what matters. This is beyond X's and O's. This is the difference mutual respect makes. This is what character looks like. This is what defines us in South Dakota. This is sportsmanship. School sports. It's not the outcome that matters most, but the way the games are played. This message presented by the South Dakota High School Activities Association and the South Dakota Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association.
Well, in dramatic fashion, Vermillion gets the victory tonight over the Point-Jefferson Huskies. Including going all the way to the fifth set, getting it done. Even saw a little bit of extra volleyball in set number 2, as we're now joined here on the post-game show with Coach Stacy. And Coach Stacy, I talked about the mojo, the momentum, everything kind of being right for your squad. Kind of just here at the end of the season, going into this, you knew what your team was up against, trying to see if you couldn't claim a home game here for the postseason. Going into that, you open up with set number 1, a close one, but ultimately winning. How'd that feel, get things started in the right direction for tonight for your squad?
You know, it was a great start. I think it gave the girls a lot more confidence going into this game.
Well, set number 2 went back and forth, saw ourselves some extra volleyball. At one point, it was just trading points back and forth. Timeouts were used early by you in that second set. What were you saying to your girls, just trying to get them back into it at one point down by 4 in that second set?
I just kept repeating, don't make mistakes, okay? We need to get the ball over and in and let them make the mistakes. And ultimately, wasn't quite enough. But
well, in the end, you keep on battling tough. You go to that third set. How important was it to grab momentum back into the third set, winning it 25-23?
Yeah, that also gave the girls way more confidence to just win the one more set that we needed, the third set. Yeah, the momentum really struck out from there, and we were on a roll.
Well, kind of a little bit of momentum until the fourth set. Were you guys at one point just saying, all right, it is what it is, let's just kind of regroup and fight to go to that fifth set? What kind of happened towards the end? Walk us through those final few points, because even as a broadcast, we felt that as well. Everyone's just kind of standing around saying, all right, let's move on.
Yeah, so the girls were getting a little bit tired, fourth set, they're tired. The other team was tired too, but I think it just got in our heads a little bit more than the other team.
Well, going to the fifth set, it went back and forth. At one point had kind of a little bit of an 11-8 lead before all of a sudden EPJ is able to tie it back up 11-11. Did you feel confident? Where were the nerves at going into those final few points trying to finish this one out?
Yeah, I knew the girls could do it. Our bench was very loud. They brought the energy, which gave the girls on the court more energy to be able to finish that game strong.
Well, in the end, get this 3-2 victory over the Point-Jefferson Huskies. How does that feel knowing that you give yourself and the girls a chance to play another game back here at home?
Oh, it gives us so much more confidence. We are so excited. And the last home regular season game for these seniors, to get a win is just super special for them.
We'll talk about her more here in just a moment with Kelsey O'Neill, but going back to her performance tonight, how impressive was she? Even at one point going down with an injury, it seemed like, but she continued to battle tough. How big was it for her, kind of not on officially senior night, but could be her potential last home game here?
Oh, yeah. Kelsey, she gets hurt all the time, but she always walks it off, okay? She never gives up. She does not give up on a ball. If she makes a mistake, she goes back after it and makes it better.
Well, Coach, go celebrate this victory with the girls. The crowd's still here. Go enjoy this one, all right?
Thank you.
There she is, Coach Stacy here on the postgame show. As we'll switch out headsets, Kelsey O'Neill will join us here now. Again, Kelsey O'Neill, a senior, just had herself a phenomenal game tonight. She has been not only an outstanding senior so far for this season, but Kelsey O'Neill has really developed her skills. This certainly is a sport that she has specialized in the the past few years. Kelsey, first off, are you a little nervous?
Yes.
Don't be nervous. We're just going to have a little bit of fun. I mean, just another phenomenal night for you as a senior. Going back, though, before we talk about tonight's performance, what was it about volleyball? How have you fallen in love? How have you just been able to grow over the last 4 years as a player?
Well, I think it's my teammates, because we've really grown as a family, and it's really fun playing with them, and I think it's more about them than the actual game.
Well, one thing we've seen with this family is towards the end of the season, you guys have gotten a lot more of a life, a lot more of an energy. Where has this extra spark been, and where did it come from towards the latter portion of the season?
If I'm being completely honest, I'm not too sure. I think Coach Stacy stepping in has helped a lot because she gets along with us very well, and I think we can understand her. And I think it helps us all, and then we just work together and get our communication up, and it's just really easy with that.
One thing I've noticed about you is you're kind of a person like me. You're very, very competitive. If you make a mistake, you get hard on yourself. Where has that competitiveness come from? Does it come from the family? Where does that just all come from, and how do you just get so hard on yourself when it comes to simple mistakes?
I've always been like that. My whole family's always been like that, so I think it's kind of easy for me to follow that. It's not my best trait, but
something I do want to have pull up here on a live ticket TV. I want to see if Cole can't bring this up for you as well. We go back to the first set. Very back and forth at one point. 25-23 was the final victory there. But we saw a play there in that first set from you as we bring it back up here on live ticket TV. It was towards the latter portion of the game. It was at the 24th point is where you were going for. But we realized this play right here. Point-Jefferson has some really good back and forth play, a good rally going, but they're able to hit it right towards the center. You can see you right there just get a huge dig, comes right back at you. You end up setting up Barnett, get the point. How does that play happen? Do you even realize in the moment that that's happening, or is it just all of a sudden the ball's there?
It's kind of just all of a sudden. I don't even remember it, if I'm being completely honest. It just happened.
Well, it was an amazing play, and then it helped you win that first set. Back and forth, the game tonight against the Point-Jefferson Huskies. What was the kind of conversation battling in this one to make sure you girls stayed in it and gave yourselves a chance at the end?
Well, they're kind of our rivalry, and this is our last home game here as a senior, so it would have been really nice to beat them, especially last year since they reverse swept us. So that was a lot of motivation.
Well, there's a good chance, too, that seed points could still fall, that playoffs could be back here at home. But it is now a week off. You do get ready for the postseason. It's all about grabbing momentum. Yeah. How is the team feeling going into this now week of playoffs?
I think we're really excited, especially since we won our last 2 games. So we're hoping to keep that going.
Well, hey, you had a great performance last night against Parker. An even better feel when you get a kind of victory like this against Point-Jefferson. Kelsey, You killed it.
Thank you.
Kelsey O'Neill here on our post-game show. We're going to step aside. We'll be right back here real quick to wrap it up here on Live Ticket TV. Once again, we thank Coach Stacy and also Mrs. O'Neill for stopping by here on the broadcast, talking a little bit more with us. As we wrap up tonight's broadcast, it's been great to have you along here on Live Ticket TV, your new home for Vermillion Athletics. I did want to kind of see if we couldn't figure out a little bit more of the playoff picture. Again, Vermillion need to win tonight if they want to host a game, but they also need some help. They do get a little bit of help of Canton sweeping over Lennox. Needed Canton to win that one as well. You need Del Rapids to beat Beersford. Last time checked, it was Del Rapids that was winning over Beersford 1-0, but that was a score from a long time ago, and we've never gotten a score update on the Yankton and T area game, so not quite for sure on the final scores and where Vermillion is at, but make sure you follow the Vermillion Boosters on Facebook, and also you can follow us out there on Twitter. We'll keep you up to date on where Vermillion will finish off their regular season and get ready for the Region 4 playoffs. Nonetheless, whether it's home or away, we will have all the coverage next Tuesday right here on Live Ticket TV. That being said, Cole Larsh and I now separate for our postseason journeys of football, as again, Vermillion didn't make the postseason, but if you're into high school football, well then check it out. Live Ticket TV has plenty of coverage for you. Cole Larsh will be actually following Point-Jefferson coming up on Thursday. I will be heading up Interstate I-29 to cover a little bit of the Beersford Watchdogs. Should be entertaining. Don't forget you can find full coverage of the playoffs right there on Live Ticket TV, and make sure you download the app today. You can find every single game across the state of South Dakota, whether it's volleyball, football, and of course the winter sports coming up in a month's time. For the coach, Jody Zeller, for Cole Larsh, I'm Heath Nimke. Vermillion gets the win over the Point-Jefferson Huskies tonight. 3-2 is your final. Until next Tuesday for the region playoffs, you've been listening to Vermillion Volleyball on Live Ticket TV. Have yourself a wonderful rest of your evening.